From the plains of Oklahoma to the foothills of the Rockies, the undefeated Amarillo Wranglers travel up north to take on the second-place Colorado Grit in what should be a fun-filled affair on a Friday night. As we bring you inside Greeley Ice Haus, I'm Guy Chiarenza here with you this evening. And the matchups between Colorado and Amarillo were some high-flying ones last season. This season looking to be a good matchup as the first of 12 gets underway tonight between Amarillo and Colorado. Well, Wranglers, winners of their last two to open the season, went down to OKC, took care of business on night one, 2-1 in the shootout over Oklahoma, and then capped it off on Saturday with a 3-2 win in which Alex Aleslov got the game-winning goal late in the third period to help the Wranglers stay undefeated and roll into Colorado with the best record in the South Division. 2-0, 4 points. That is good enough for first place on the young season. The Wranglers will tackle their next test tonight against a Colorado team that last year had a bit of a rough start in the North American Hockey League. In year two, Colorado trying to turn things around, and so far they're off to a good start. The record is 1-0-0-1, 3 points. Good enough for second place in the South Division. The Colorado Grit are coming off of a two-game matchup against El Paso in this building last weekend, where they picked up their first win of the season on Saturday after falling 3-2 in the shootout against the Rhinos. On Saturday, the Grit took care of business and did it pretty well, 4-1 against El Paso, as the top two teams in the South Division square off tonight. Last year, the Wranglers dominated the season series, a record of 10-1-0-1 to win the season series, although it was closer than some may think. 5 of those games were decided by 1 goal. Colorado gained some steam down the stretch last season, as this year again it'll be a 12-game season series for the second consecutive year. Another note about last season's matchups against Colorado: 5 of the 12 meetings decided by 1 goal, yes, but they were also very high scoring. 8 of the 12 matchups featured a combined 7+ goals. So we could be in store for some run-and-gun hockey where you just see flurries of offense on both ends, or we might have a goaltending duel in the cards. More in that to come. So let's go back to Oklahoma last weekend. Wranglers win 3-2 on Saturday. This is the 4th time in Wranglers history that they have started a season 2-0, and it just so happens this is year 4 of the Wranglers. So the Wranglers are known for having great starts to the season. Tonight we'll see if they can keep it up. Grayson Gerhard get the first goal of Saturday's game, and Aiden Drez picked up his first as a Wrangler for Amarillo's second goal, as the game was tied 2-2 headed into the third period, and it was Alex Aleslov redirecting a Will Sinclair shot out in front of Kyle Jones for the game-winning score as the Wranglers held on to win 3-2. Speaking of Will Sinclair, he had himself quite the weekend, and he had himself quite the game on Saturday, as his 2 assists were his first multi-point game in the North American Hockey League. Watch out for Will Sinclair here tonight, as behind him in goal for the 3rd consecutive game is the reigning North American Hockey League South Division first star of the week, Charlie Zolan. Zolan stopped 22 of 24 shots in the win on Saturday. He has been phenomenal between the pipes for the Wranglers since he donned the blue jersey at the start of this season. Zolan stopped 30 of 31 in the season opener as the Wranglers won 2-1. As he finished the weekend with a 1.44 goals against average and a .946 save percentage and a 2-0 record, as he earned first star honors in the South Division. So watch out for him between the pipes. But on the other side, you got another hot goaltender in Jack Erickson, the returning goaltender for Colorado. He stopped 21 of 22 in the Grit's 4-1 win on Saturday against the Rhinos, as Erickson was the South Division's 3rd star of the week, as he put together a nice stat line, as he went 1-0-0-1 with a 1.4 goals against average and a .946 save percentage to earn star honors just like Zolan. So that's why I said at the top of the open, while in the past these matchups have been very high scoring, we might have a goaltending duel here tonight, as Colorado has certainly shored up defensively in the offseason, and it looks like Erickson is having a bounce-back year as well. So it seems like this one could go one way or the other. It's hard to say at this given time, considering it's so early into the season. Kind of hard to say where both teams stand, as there's still a lot of unfamiliarity to open the young season. But You got to think if you're Amarillo and Colorado, you're both very happy with the way things went last weekend, especially for the Grit, who had only 12 wins last season. So they're off on the right foot. The Wranglers are as well. Sets the stage for an exciting matchup here in Greeley. When we come back on the Wranglers pregame show, we'll get to tonight's starting lineups in Colorado. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to Colorado. We're just about 6.5 minutes away from puck drop. As we got two interesting teams coming here tonight. As Colorado last year was one of the youngest teams in the North American Hockey League, really had no experience across the board in this league. This year, they're now the 6th oldest team in the North American Hockey League. So it just goes to show how much can change in one offseason. For the Wranglers, bit of a different story. You've got 5 Wranglers in the lineup that will be making their Wranglers debut tonight. We'll go over that in the starting lineups. But for Colorado, we have to watch out for Luke Helgeson on defense, wearing number 55. He had 2 goals and 1 assist for his first multi-goal game. Watch out for Luca Ori as well, wearing number 15, as he had 2 assists. You can't forget about George Poirier, the returning forward for Colorado, wearing number 19. He had 1 goal in the 4-1 win against El Paso last weekend. And it sets the stage for an exciting matchup here tonight. So let's get to our starting lineups. And we'll start with the Colorado Grit playing their 3rd consecutive home game. The aforementioned George Poirier, standing at 6'3", 200 pounds, will start at left wing, the Colorado native. Down the middle, it'll be number 8, William Johnson, in his first season with Colorado, standing at 5'10", 175 pounds. Johnson was the 2nd-round pick of Colorado in last summer's draft. He scored 21 goals and 36 assists for 57 points in 47 games played with the Pueblo Bulls. To his right, number 4, Nick Noble, standing at 5'9", 160 pounds, the native of Lee's Summit, Missouri. Round out that starting line for Colorado, as Noble, another guy coming from the NCDC, had 8 goals and 8 assists for 16 points with the Provo Predators last season. On defense, familiar name, and Alex Gurman, wearing number 9, the returning defenseman from Colorado Springs, Colorado, will be paired up with number 6, Evan Smutney, Colorado's first-round draft pick number 1, 5th overall, as Smutney came from the Alberta Junior Hockey League and is playing in his first season with Colorado this year. And between the pipes, we talked about him in the open, the reigning 3rd star of the South Division last week, number 1, Jack Erickson, looking to improve upon his 1-0-0-1 record. Now let's get to tonight's starting lineup for the Amarillo Wranglers, who have a bunch of new faces in the lineup tonight. Starting at left wing, making his Wranglers debut, number 8, Nolan Davis, standing at 6'2", 202 pounds. The native of Roswell, Georgia, will make his Amarillo debut. I'm excited to see what he can do tonight. As his center tonight will be number 21, Jacob Miller. The big man, standing at 6'4", 210 pounds, is a native of New York, still looking for his first point of the season. But I have a feeling that could happen tonight. And another new face in the lineup, wearing number 27, Andrew Morton, making his Wranglers debut, standing at 6 foot even, 182 pounds. The 2004-born forward will get the start at right wing in his Amarillo debut. As Morton was selected by the Wranglers in last summer's draft, Round 3, pick 92. He makes his Wranglers debut tonight. On defense, another newcomer to the lineup, Renaud Lalancette. Yep, that's right. He makes his start wearing number 94 on defense, standing at 5'11", 180 pounds. He's a native of Quebec, Canada, and he will be paired up with number 17, Emil Skeltons tonight, as Skeltons stands at 6'4", 190 pounds. That'll be your starting 5 for the Wranglers, and then in between the pipes, as the reigning South Division first star of the week, Charlie Zolan, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. Zolan was lights out for the Wranglers last weekend in Oklahoma, helping them pick up a crucial 4 points in 2 very close games. And Zolan finished the week with a 2-0 record, a 144 goals against average, and a 946 save percentage. He was fantastic. They'll look to keep it up here in Greeley. So that's the starting lineup for the Wranglers. Other notables in the lineup, Connor Patton will make his Wranglers debut wearing number 18. He'll be paired up with Divine Apollon, who slides back into the lineup, and Alex Elaslov. And Patton stands at 6'5", 205 pounds, and was with the Philadelphia Little Flyers last season. He is a native of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. And on defense, making his Wranglers debut, Heikki Paipinen, the native of Finland, standing at 5'11", 194 pounds. He will enter on defense wearing number 6 for the Wranglers this evening, and Cole Robertson will make his season debut for Amarillo wearing number 22 as they drop the ceremonial puck here in Colorado. Morley Phillips, the representative for Amarillo. Evan Smutney for Colorado. Coming up next here in Greeley, the national anthem. And when we return, first period puck drop from Colorado. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. We are all set and ready to go from Greeley, Colorado. With the preliminaries out of the way, the first place Amarillo Wranglers meet the Colorado Grits. Guy Chiarenza here from the colorful state of Colorado. The first of 12 meetings this season between the Wranglers and the Grit. It's turning into a rivalry in the South Division. Remember, it was Colorado that spoiled the Wranglers' bid at home ice in the Robertson Cup playoffs last season. Wranglers and Grit. Newest rivalry in the South Division. It does not disappoint, folks, and we have it on tap for you here tonight. Starting goaltenders, Jack Erickson for Colorado. 2 games, 1-0-0-1 record, 1.4 goals against average, .946 save percentage. Charlie Zolan for Amarillo, wearing number 35, reigning South Division first star of the week. 2-0 record, 1.44 goals against average, and a .946 save percentage. Could be a goaltending duel. We'll have to wait and see. Nolan Davis gets the start in his Wranglers debut. You'll see him at left wing wearing number 8 to take the draw. It will be number 21, Jacob Miller, as he will duel at the dot against William Johnson. Our referee is Mr. Ottenberg. He'll drop the puck. And away we go from Colorado. Off the draw, Morton will knock it back for Amarillo. Colorado on their horse, steals it away. Behind the net is Poirier. Shiftily moving up to the right point to Smutny. He'll snap a shot towards the middle. Colorado looking for it. And it squibs towards Zolan as Nick Noble was there between the circles. And Charlie will make the first stop of the night, 18 seconds into this one. So the Wranglers, off the opening draw, get possession. Andrew Morton also making his first start here for the Wranglers this evening, wearing number 27. Got that puck back for Amarillo. Renaud Lalancette, had it for Amarillo. Tried to play it back, and Colorado on the forecheck was able to steal it away. Grit win the next draw on the far circle. They'll tap it back to the right corner, as there again is Nick Noble. Up top for Gurman. Shot is blocked by Gerhard, and Amarillo will exit as Serrato tosses it into Colorado's zone. Gerhard gets there first in the near corner. Amarillo reverses it back up to the left point for Breyer. D to Serrato. Feels the pressure coming, dumps it down low, goes by Jacobson. Gerhard, backhand to the high slot, and Serrato sees the puck stolen away by Poirier. On the right wing, he delays to the middle for Smutny, and his shot goes wide. Now Ashton Breyer dangles around Noble, who will head towards the bench. Good first shift for him. Heikki Paipanen has the puck for the first time for the Wranglers. Returns it to Breyer, and down the right wing go the Wranglers. Phillips will tap it in, looking for Gerhard. Helgeson gets in the way of that and will shimmy his way back out to the neutral zone. Tries to hit a play up to Sheldon Rue, who's streaking towards the net, but it goes for an icing. A minute and 21 seconds into the game. So an offensive zone draw coming for Amarillo. As right now you see Trey Stay with Aiden Drez and Morley Phillips. 2 D-men are Paipanen and Will Sinclair, who had a monster game on Saturday against Oklahoma, picking up 2 assists for his first multi-point game. Colorado wins the ensuing draw, having trouble getting out of their own zone as the puck will roll back out to center. Wranglers quickly drive it back in. Puck goes behind Erickson. Cade Kozak fumbled the puck away. Now it comes back over towards the far corner. Phillips on the forecheck trying to steal it away. Wranglers keep it in at the left point. Paipanen from high to low. Over towards the far corner. Day with it. Kozak trying to say something about it. Gets the puck on his stick. Moves down the left wing. And we'll just pitch it back to Charlie Zolan. Colorado on the forecheck trying to make things happen. As at the blue line is Chris Graves. Paipanen picks it up deep in his own territory. Has some time to think about what his next move might be. As he loses the puck for a moment. There to help out is Sinclair. Graves was lurking between the circles. Paipanen gets the puck back. Banks it off the near wall. And back down to Zolan, who sees a Grit member lurking right out in front of him. It was Kenan Riles. And so he elects just to cover up. So you've seen Colorado pretty aggressive on the forecheck here. Creating some turnovers, trying to make some stuff happen. Although only 1 shot on goal so far in the game, and that belongs to Colorado. Another face-off win for the Grit. At the line, shot is blocked. Cernahouse, the former Ice Wolf, dumps it from high to low, and I'll back up to the line it goes. Colorado lofts it out of play on the back end for another stoppage with 17-17 left in the first. So we've had our fair share of whistles here to start this game, although it looks like so far Colorado is winning the face-off battle. They've done a good job of getting possession, creating plays in the Wranglers zone. Let's see how Amarillo responds. Draw in the far circle. Another face-off win for Colorado. Struggling to hold it in at the line was Gurman. The pressure coming from Andrew Morton. Morton on the left wing. Drops it back to Davis. In the middle was Miller. Couldn't corral a pass that went behind him. And now the puck gets tipped out of play for another stoppage. And we're not even 3 minutes into the game. First meeting of the season between these two clubs. You got to think there's a bit of a feeling out process going on. There's only so much film to see with two games being played. Puck trickles back into the Wranglers zone off of a face-off win. Morton, feeling the pressure, moves it to the left wing for Davis. He'll pop it up ahead and give chase. First one there is Gurman, and they're going to call an icing on the Wranglers. With 16:48 left in the first. So Colorado gets a line change. Wranglers trying to maybe sneak and get one of their own, but they're quick to spot that out. And so everybody that was out there for the Wranglers before has to stay. Draw to the right of Zolan on the far circle. Wranglers get possession. Skeltons tries to move it down the right wing. He does, and here comes Morton over center red and tosses it over Colorado blue. He'll go off for a line change. As Colorado possesses deep in their own end. Evan Smutney, the 5th overall pick in last summer's draft, tries to move it down the right wing, goes off a stick, and here comes Sal Serrato. Tries to pass it to the right wing for Gerhard, but Amarillo is offside on the zone entry. So far, I've liked the play from Andrew Morton, who just went to the bench on that last shift. He seems to be in the right place at the right time and have a very active stick. Looks to showcase some good speed as well. As Colorado wins the neutral zone draw. On the left wing is Sheldon Rue. Turns it over for a shot there by Gerhard. That's stopped by the left pad of Erickson, his first of the game. From the line, Serrato takes a shot, gets deflected, and Colorado gets the puck. Braden Junker down the middle, drops it off, and turns it over. Gerhard, one-on-one down the right wing. A couple players catching back up as he delays. To the left wing he goes. He whirls it around behind the net for Serrato. There to help out is Carl Jacobson, the Swede, but Sheldon Rue will get it back, turn it over again, and from the line, Serrato fans on a shot, and now Colorado will possess the puck. Rue enters on the left wing, but he's offside as Luca Ori got tangled up a couple feet past the Wrangler blue line for a stoppage 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the first. Wranglers have yet to announce a leadership group this season, although we've seen a lot of Morley Phillips talking to the officials. So it looks like for the time being he has been designated with that task, as Drez will take a draw at his own blue line against Chris Graves. Graves last season was one of the standouts for Colorado, 6 goals, 17 assists in year number 1 with the Grit, as he wins that draw. And here's Smutney from his own end, directing traffic and starting the next breakout for Colorado. Gurman on the left wing, darts towards his right. On his forehand, snaps a shot wide of the goal. The stick of Aiden Drez got in the way. Piping in behind his own net, claims a free puck. Hacks it off the stick of Day on the near side, and Colorado in return dumps it down as behind the play Smutney took down Drez. Puck on the neutral zone, Day giving chase on the right wing. Down he goes, stops below the circle, looks to find a man in the middle, but it goes off a stick. Back down to the Wranglers zone. So good look for Trace Day, and Drez right back on his feet was able to rejoin the play for potential opportunity. Harder up to Bowen. In the Wranglers zone, loses it to Drez and company. Piping in. It's crunched in his own corner, but not before he dishes the puck away. He rejoins the play. A snapshot there from the right circle taken by Shaw is stopped by Zolan. It looked like the Wranglers were going to make it out of their own end, and then in stepped Nolan Shaw to take a quick shot from the right circle And Charlie Zolan was on high alert to make the stop. Shots are 2-1 in favor of Colorado in what is a scoreless game, a little over 5 minutes into the first. So that brings up a draw on the near circle. Christian Carter will take it against Connor Patton. In a game that has seen its fair share of whistles so far, Colorado in the early stages had a hand on the face-off battle. It looks like the Wranglers over the last couple of draws have done a pretty good job at winning them. As in a bit of a delay here. Colorado head coach Steve Haddon talking things over with our head official, Mr. Ottenberg. 3-man officiating crew this weekend, which seems to be the norm, although there are times where you do get a 4-man crew. And 5-minute penalty on the board to Colorado. Smutney's in the box, and I have to believe that that came off of that play where he took down Aiden Drez. As they've officially, well, they haven't given what the official call is, at least from what I can see. So now Taylor Harnett will get a word from Ottenberg, but this is huge. In the early stages of the game, a 5-minute major to Smutney. His night is over, and he's just finding that out right now. Palms in the air. What did I do? Well, the tape doesn't lie. Fans aren't happy about it, but his night is done. So Colorado's first-round pick from last summer's draft is escorted down the tunnel, and the Wranglers have a 5-minute power play to work with. They can score as many times as they want. Miller on the power play. Sees the puck go behind Erickson on the right wing. Lalancette tries to keep it in, and the Grit will pick it away as West pummels it out to the neutral zone. Not very far, as Miller was in the way of it. Pipinen over center, red over to the left wing for Miller. Glances off his stick. Poirier up to the line, but not out. Held in by Pipinen. And this time, Colorado able to hack it all the way down to Zolan. So Smutney's in the box, or I guess I should say his night is over as he's escorted out of the game. 5 minutes for spearing. Miller enters on the left wing, drives it around towards the right side. Lalancette across the line to Pipinen. Towards the middle he goes, looking for Morton. Glances off his stick. Lalancette down the wall. Able to try and hem it in, but the Wranglers again unsuccessful in doing so as Colorado gets a clear. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen a 5-minute major for spearing. Nonetheless, Wranglers with an excellent opportunity to work with here to try and get an early lead here on the road. Jacobson in deep, swirls it towards the right wing for Skeltons. Up to the line, he connects with Serrato, who loses the puck to Graves. And a nice play by Serrato to get back in front of Colorado's Chris Graves to steal the puck back on what would have been a shorthanded opportunity. Serrato dancing through the neutral zone to the left wing for Drez. In the middle, Aileslaw backhand try, stopped by Erickson, and the rebound is stopped as well, and he was in and out of the blue paint. Sal Serrato almost had his first goal as a Wrangler, and the puck had other ideas. Tried to bank it off the back of Erickson. The angle just wasn't there. Goes in and out of the blue paint. Drez on the right wing. Goes around Cade Kozak. Colorado steps in front of the puck and gets it out for another clear. 2:49 left on the penalty. Will Sinclair connects with Miller on the left wing. Spins away from the pressure. At the line. Drives it down low to Sinclair in the near corner. Sinclair works his way up the wall. Up top for Pipinen. To the right side. Lalancette with a shot. Sticked away by Erickson. Colorado gets it to the line and out. with a grit bounce at the blue line. Colorado gets a line change. Wranglers will get a partial one as well. Serrato back out there with the puck on his stick. Moves down the left wing. Puck is taken away by Landon West. The Wranglers have to regroup at center. Jacobson fires it to the left wing. Skeltons is there. Takes a check. Wranglers keep the puck for the moment. As on the left side is Jacobson. Checked from behind by West. Wranglers trying to keep it in. McGuire in the high slot. Drives towards his right. To the middle one to Jacobson, and it's broken up nicely by Poirier. Jacobson back on the play. Takes a shot. That's directed wide. Rebound pops out on the right side. Skeltons to the corner for Miller. And a miscommunication there as Miller tried to move it from low to high. Nobody was there. Wranglers have to regroup with 1:23 and counting left on the power play. Serrato drops it off at his own blue line for McGuire. Stepping in is Lancette. And the Wranglers are offside on the zone entry with 10:36 left in the first. 1:11 to go on the power play. So we've seen some really good things from the Wranglers on that last few shifts on the man advantage. Of course, Sal Serrato coming inches away from getting the first goal of the evening, but puck luck wasn't in the Wranglers' favor. But you got to like the way the Wranglers are moving the puck here on the power play. Although Colorado doing a nice job of getting some sticks in the way, breaking up some opportunities. And I think for the Wranglers, who at this point have just 3 shots in the game so far, might be time to just start firing them towards Erickson, seeing what happens. Draw moves back down to the Wranglers zone, who have just been assessed a penalty as Alislav is in the box. So now we're 4-on-4 for the next minute and 11 seconds. So the draw will be to the right of Zolan, and now we're 4 aside for the next minute and 11. Colorado off the draw, snaps a shot from the line. Zolan makes the save. It pops up into the air, and Trace Day will skate it out of danger. Some open space to work with. Ashton Breyer taking advantage of it. Goes down the left wing and into the near corner. Colorado exits as Noble tries to go across for Sheldon Rue. Puck comes back his way as the Wranglers got it away, and Rue on a breakaway is stopped by Zolan. Crazy bounce there, sprung Colorado into motion. Looked like the Wranglers had it all handled. As Grayson Gerhardt enters on the right wing, gets checked away from the puck, and it was a bench minor, too many men on the Wranglers. That's why Alislav is in the box serving. So piping in deep in his own end. With 20 seconds of 4-on-4 left, meanders his way to the neutral zone. Chips it to the left wing looking for Gerhardt. Colorado gets in the way. A mishandled pass goes down for an icing with 8 seconds of 4-on-4 time to work with. And after that, 50 seconds of Colorado power play time. .9:33 left in the first period. Draw will be to the left of Erickson on the far circle. Rue will take it against Phillips. We saw a little bit of Sheldon Rue last season. He's picked up some games with Colorado. He's playing a more major role here this season. As the penalty to Colorado expires, the Grit are on the power play. Phillips on the right wing looks to keep it in the Grit zone. Colorado having some trouble getting control of that puck, and now they do. See some time drip off the clock as they make their next move. 30 seconds to go. They'll exit their own end. Is Johnson on the right wing. Directs it down low. Skelton takes a big whack at it. And the puck goes out of play with 22 seconds of Colorado power play time left. 8:58 left in the first. George Poirier will take the draw for Colorado against Phillips on the near circle. Phillips wins it. Well on set. Will get the clear off a big blast that exits the Wranglers zone. Maybe one last push from Colorado on the man advantage. Wranglers making it difficult on them. As Phillips on the forecheck. Colorado enters the zone. Penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5 as the puck goes in and out of the slot. At the left wing is Sal Serrato. Wanted to move it to Trace Day, but it's broken up by Landon West, and here comes Colorado starting their next breakout. Phillips dumps down Luca Ori right in front of his own bench, and the Grit howling with disapproval. Want a penalty. They're not going to get one. Ori in deep, working against Ashton Breyer. Breyer directs him towards the corner. Helgeson tries to move it towards the middle. Right there is Phillips. On the left wing, Day streaking in toe drag. Shot, score! Trace Day gets the first goal of the game and silences the crowd here in Colorado. Wranglers strike first. Trace Day gets his second of the season with 7:54 left in period number 1, and Amarillo is off and running. Well, moments before, Colorado fans up in arms because they wanted a penalty against Morley Phillips. Then Phillips got checked in the neutral zone. The crowd roared with approval, and then off of that place, Trace Day picked up the puck. Toe drag in the offensive zone, beat Erickson on the near side for the game's first goal. So what a wild shift for both sides. But out of all that, Amarillo leads 1-0. Fans not too happy. Their team down with 7:54 left in the first. Trace Day's second of the season has Amarillo out in front. Grit win the ensuing draw. Plug it to the neutral zone. Graves with speed down the left wing. A little chip and chase action. Working against L'Ancet. Moves it up for Divine Apollon in the neutral zone. He'll backhand it down past Erickson. Giving chase is Drez. Grit want to exit. Wranglers hold him at the line for a minute, and shaking free is Graves. On the left wing, tries to dart towards the middle, and a shot there is directed wide. That was Wiles in prime scoring position. Couldn't get it on net. Cernahouse in the neutral zone. Behind the play, Divine Apollon delivering a check to Riles. Arm goes in the air. Grit are going back to the power play. Cernahouse controls for Colorado. Wranglers trying to touch up. Poirier on the right wing for Christian Carter. Loses the puck. Wranglers touch up. And going to the box is Divine Apollon. Grit will have a chance to tie it up on the power play with 6:48 left in the first. Gerhard, Day, and Breyer are on the ice for the Wranglers right now. As we look for the official call, as there's a discussion going on at the scorer's table. Now Will Sinclair out there for the Wranglers, so if you got to think that might be the starting penalty kill for this next sequence. Taylor Harnett getting an explanation from Ottenberg. And Divine Apollon has been escorted out of the box. Jacobson will serve his sentence, and it looks like Apollon is headed to the locker room early. Just 2 minutes on the board. As the Grit win the ensuing draw. Grit down in deep. Chris Graves trying to shake Ashton Breyer down, get the puck away. Hand pass here. Clock stops 14 seconds into Colorado's power play. 6:33 left in the first. So 2 minutes roughing for Divine Apollon. That's what you see on the board right now. And then, for removing his helmet, Apollon got a game misconduct, so that's why his night is over. So, Colorado on the power play. Divine Apollon will step out for the evening, and you have to imagine that Cole Robertson, the extra forward, will slide in where Apollon was on a line with Connor Patton and Alex Zaleslav. But for the time being, Grit still on the man advantage, looking to tie this thing up. As down the left wing is Gurman. Tries to chip it off the wall to himself, but boomerangs back up to the left point. Cade Kozak with it to the left wing. Rude. Drop pass, gets it back. He'll toss it around towards the right side for Luke Helgeson. Had 3 points on Saturday, 2 goals and 1 assist. Helgeson at the right point, feeling pressure from Day. Tries to drop it down low, gets it back. Work his way down the right wing and around the net. Helgeson pops out at the left point. To the right wing, he finds Kozak for a shot that goes off a stick and out of play. So good active stick there from the Wranglers. I believe it was either Gerhard or Breyer that got a stick on that play, but that puck was moving with some good heat towards Charlie Zolan. But never saw him. He didn't have to make a save. Under a minute to go on the Colorado power play. 56 seconds left on that. 5:43 left in the first. Junker at the right wing off a face-off win. Snaps a shot. Hits his own man West. He tries to drive it towards the goal. Wranglers sniff it free and get it clear. 45 seconds left on Colorado's power play. Phillips on the forecheck trying to wreak some havoc on Colorado's plans. McGuire out there as well. That eats up about 15 seconds of time. Luca Ori down the right wing gets stood up by Lalancette. He just dumped him down to the ground. I believe Colorado was offside on that play as well. But Renaud Lalancette wearing number 94 this evening, making his presence felt for Amarillo. Personnel change on both sides. Aleslav, Dress, Sheltons, and Lalancette out there for the Wranglers. For Colorado, it's Poirier, Johnson, Ori, Gurman, and Kozak. Grit win the draw in the neutral zone. Look to get right back to work on the left wing. Gurman wants to center, and again, the Grit are offside. 20 seconds left on the Colorado power play. 5:08 remaining in the first. A lot to talk about, although only 1 goal on the board. A lot to talk about in the first intermission report. We'll have it for you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages after the conclusion of the first period. Make sure you stick around for that. We might have a special guest joining us. We'll have to wait and see. But all that is on the horizon coming up on the first intermission report. Poirier against Aleslav at the Wrangler blue line. Far side draw goes Colorado's way. They'll blast it around towards the right side where Ori will hold it in. Has to move down to the half wall. Wranglers get there, and Elaslav will clear it out to the neutral zone. Kozak over center red. Burrows his way down the left wing. Goes around the goal. Faked a shot, still holds the puck, stops at the near half wall. Wants to feed it to Ori. Wranglers get in the way. There's Breyer. Penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5. Davis gets tangled up with Kozak in the neutral zone. As Colorado has a puck on their own end, and losing an edge was German. With a diving effort, gets it out to his own blue line where, I believe, puck went out of play. So, clock stops with 4:27 left in the first. Fun one here in Greeley. 4:27 left in the first period. The only goal belonging to Amarillo's Trace Day to make it a 1-0 game. We'll be back here at Greeley Ice Haus in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to Colorado. Wranglers lead 1-0. Under 5 minutes to play in the first. Neutral zone draw is won by Amarillo as they go on the attack. Colorado slides the puck out to the neutral zone. Enters on the right side. Shaw has it stolen away by Breyer. Shaw is all over Ashton Breyer, and that calls for a penalty. It looks like the Wranglers are going back to the power play, as afterwards we got some bad blood for the first time tonight. Andrew Morton right in the middle of it, going toe-to-toe with Shaw, who was draped all over Breyer on that far wing. And so he'll sit for 2 minutes. Wranglers have a chance to add to their lead late in the first. The Wranglers unsuccessful on that major penalty earlier. Did some really good things moving the puck around. And we'll see here if they can pick up the game's first power play goal and extend their lead to 2. Draw on the far circle, Drez. And the Wranglers will have to start from their own end as Colorado wins the face-off and gets a clear. Jacobson in his own territory, feeling the pressure from Colorado's forecheck. Drez scoops it up and turns up ice. He'll gain the blue line. Wants to go for a pass, and Colorado steals it away. Cade Kozak on the left wing with a shot. Shoulder saved by Zolan. He corrals the rebound to freeze the puck with 3:40 left in the first. That's like either the second or third time tonight that we've seen a play similar to that one. Colorado being very aggressive, being a thorn in the Wranglers' defense side as Amarillo tries to control that puck at the Colorado blue line. We've seen time and time again that the Grit are not afraid to apply some heat there, try and force some turnovers. Zolan makes his 5th save of the night to keep Colorado off the board on what was a short-handed opportunity. Draw on the far circle. Poirier against McGuire. Wranglers trying to exit their own end. Will Sinclair over the center ice logo to the left wing. Off the wall to McGuire. Pulls up at the half wall. Up to the line. A little unset with it. Tosses it back to Sinclair. to the right wing. McGuire back to Sinclair at the line. McGuire at the right point. To the right circle for a shot. And Erickson snaps it up with the glove for a stoppage with 1:04 left on the power play. 3:09 to go in the first. It seems like the Wranglers, good puck moving here, but a little hesitant at times. Very patient, this approach from the Wranglers. As the draw is won by Amarillo, but again we see another Grit member streaking down the left wing shorthanded. It's Ori driving towards the goal. He gets taken down. Arm is raised. Neck comes off. 3 minutes left in the first. And it looks like we either head to 4-on-4. That is the case. Tripping is the call. And into the box goes Renaud Lalancette. So that might be one of those plays where if you're a coach, you're like, yeah, you know what? You just took away a good scoring opportunity. We don't mind the 2-minute penalty. 4-on-4 for the next 55 seconds. Draw on the near circle. Helgeson takes a shot. That goes wide. Rebound comes to Ori on the left wing. Across to Helgeson, and he gets it stolen away by Day. Forward pass off the stick of Gerhard. Can he catch up to it? No. Comes to Erickson, and Gerhard gets tossed down. Wranglers take offense. That was Cade Kozak, who initiated that whole play. Received a hit from a Wrangler coming in the scrum. And now the officiating crew breaks that up. Although it doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty forthcoming. Packed house here at Greeley Ice Haus. Second home weekend for Colorado. Picked up 3 out of 4 points against El Paso last weekend. In their second season in the North American Hockey League. I think it's safe to say hockey is doing pretty well in Greeley. Although the Wranglers looking to spoil the party, already off to a good start with a 1-0 lead. 4-on-4 for the next 39 seconds. Day to take the draw on the far circle. Johnson wins it. Behind the net, Gerhard trying to steal it back. The Grit poke it over towards the near side. Ori with his speed tries to exit and turns it over to Gerhard. Tries to drive towards the goal, but the Grit get it back and escape any more danger. Junker to the neutral zone for Cernahouse. Off the end wall, corner to corner. On the far side, Ori gets there. Had 2 assists in the 4-1 win against El Paso. Wranglers shake him down, get the puck back as Breyer enters on the left wing. Breyer just out of the reach for Day on the near side. Day from behind the net tries to backhand a pass towards the middle. Grit get in front of it with 2 minutes to go. They head towards the power play for about a minute. So Colorado now on the man advantage. Deep in the Wranglers zone, looking to tie the game up is Gurman. To the right circle for Poirier. Back to Gurman, now at the line it's Kozak. Kozak, soft shot down low. Wranglers got a stick on it, directed towards the far corner. Gurman is there, jockeying against Morley Phillips. The big man tries to jar the puck loose, and he does. Pops over to Corson McGuire, who does some chip and chase action to kill some time. Off the penalty. Kozak with it. Seems to be a do-it-all kind of defenseman for Colorado. Plays it up to Graves. From the left circle, his shot is stopped by Zolan with 11 seconds left on the Colorado power play. 1:11 to go in the first. So Charlie Zolan early on, not a lot of work to do, and now most recently Colorado getting some shots on goal. And the reigning South Division first star has been up to the task. Draw will be to his right on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Morton victorious at the circle. Plays it back. Wranglers defense trying to move it out. Colorado getting in the way. Puck tumbles into the corner as we go back to 5-on-5. Sinclair loses it to Helgeson. Helgeson to the middle. Puck is loose and they score. The Grit pick up a free puck out in front of the blue paint, and that is Nicholas Noble getting Colorado's first goal of the game that has us tied at 1. Just 53 seconds left on the clock. Colorado gets their first goal, and it's 1-1. The Wranglers, they lose the puck to Helgeson in deep. Chaos ensues. Puck is out in front of Zolan. Wranglers can't get it back. Noble fires it in. And it's 1-1 in Greeley. Crowd getting back into the game as the goal is announced. Nicholas Noble gets the goal. Kenan Riles gets the primary assist, and so far the only credited assist on the goal that has tied the game. Wranglers with an offensive zone draw. Swedish forward Carl Jacobson will take it against Quinn Bowden. I think that Landon West. Bowden was ejected from the circle. At the line, Breyer holds it in, although good work by Bowden to knock it out to center. Serrato from center red will blast it back in. 30 seconds left in the period. Wranglers trying to get the lead back from the right corner. Up top, it's Breyer with a shot. Goes off the stick of Bowden. And out of play for a stoppage with 25 2/10 seconds remaining in the first. Grit get a wholesale change. Wranglers are going to keep the same personnel out there. Jacobson, Gerhard, Serrato, McGuire, and Breyer are the 5 for Amarillo. Jacobson wins the draw, tries to softly get it back to Gerhard. Grit get in the way, but the puck stays in the zone. Now Helgeson will exit. He'll gain the red line and pitch it into the Wranglers zone. And they're going to call that an icing. Looks like he didn't gain the red line. And so this heavily favors the Wranglers. They're now going to get an offensive zone opportunity with 14.6 left in the first. Strong beat to the left of Erickson on the far circle. Different group for the Wranglers out there now. Morley Phillips will take the draw. Puck goes careening towards the far corner. Grit will just loft it out to center. Well, Lonsek loves it down. Grit aggressively try and enter. Day steals it back. He'll drop it back down low to Erickson. Picked up by Kozak, and that'll do it for the first period. So, wild start here in Greeley. It's 1-1 after one period of play from Greeley Ice Haus. In the first meeting of the season between Amarillo and Colorado, a lot to talk about in the first intermission report coming up next, as we'll go over the events of the first period, preview period number 2. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard and what's going on in the South Division. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have a special guest on the first intermission report as well. We'll just have to wait and see. So keep it here. We'll be back in just a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Wild first period in Greeley, Colorado has us all tied up at 1 after 20 minutes of play, as this is the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. It was Amarillo that struck first, 7:55 into the first period. Trace Day gets his second goal of the season. Bit of a chaotic shift as the Grit fans wanted a penalty on Morley Phillips. He was causing a ruckus on that shift. Phillips takes a hit at center ice. Fans roar in approval, and all of a sudden it was, oh crap, because Day took the puck, moved in, nice toe drag on the left side, and scored on the near side on Erickson to give the Wranglers a 1-0 lead. After the Wranglers failed to capitalize on a 5-minute major power play chance, Colorado had some power play chances of their own afterwards. Wranglers led 1-0, and then late in the first period, it was Nicholas Noble picking up a loose puck in front of the blue paint to beat Zolan for Colorado's first goal of the game to tie it up at 1. The primary assist goes to Kenan Riles, and that has us tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Shots are 7-5 in favor of Colorado, who really picked up the pace on their power play chances towards the end of the first period. Wranglers unsuccessful on their man advantage opportunities, although those were cut short due to some penalties against Amarillo. And what so far, Amarillo has gone 1 for 3 on the power play, Colorado 0 for 3. Other notables, Divine Apollon out of the game, received a game misconduct for removing his helmet after taking a penalty. And then for Colorado, Evan Smutney is out after he received a game misconduct 5 minutes for spearing. So, for Colorado, they dressed an extra defenseman. Good for them. Smutney's out. You just move Carson Pavlovich up into the lineup, up into the top 6 defensemen, I should say. And then for Amarillo, Divine Apollon's services are unavailable. Cole Robertson will likely slide in on a line with Connor Patton and Alex Elaslav. So it's been a lot of fun. So with that being said, without further ado, let's bring in our special guest. We got Tutu Fotheringham on the show. Tutu, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been a fun game so far. What have you seen so far here in Greeley?
Honestly, boys looked a little slow out there at the start. I mean, we were making some soft plays, but I don't know. It's good that Trace capitalized there, and that power play was good. Get the boys up, but you know, I think we got a little too ahead of ourselves there later on the period and started making some, you know, brutal plays and some bad turnovers that led to a goal there.
Now, in a game like this, do you think that there was a little bit of a feeling out process in two teams that are seeing each other for the first time this season?
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely a lot harder because new team, new coaching staff, new players. We haven't had a preseason, so we're still kind of getting used to the systems and trying to figure out how to play with each other versus, you know, some of these teams they've already had preseason and stuff like that, so they've already had time to kind of practice with their line mates and systems, and you know, and I think some of these new guys that are in the lineup for the first time, they're you know, overwhelmed with all the pressure, so it kind of just leads up to a lot of, you know, crazy chaos out there sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of new faces on the Wranglers this season. 5 new faces making their Wranglers debut tonight. We saw you last weekend in Oklahoma. Yes. What was it like playing your first game with the Wranglers?
No, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was their home opener, so it was a pretty packed stadium or arena. So it was actually really fun to play in. Good pace, good intensity. I love the grit in the South, so it's definitely something that I look forward to every game. And the boys managed to take 2 wins out of that. So hey, I think it's a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about South Division hockey being very gritty, kind of that old-time hockey. Would you say that rings true?
I would say so, based on what I've seen so far and what some of the guys say. I think the refs could be a little less giving out penalties. I mean, some of these calls are pretty soft, but I mean, the one on Divine there is, I mean, the game misconduct for taking your helmet off to the benches or the box is pretty crazy if you ask me. But
yeah, I mean, I wasn't entirely sure that was a rule that if you took off your helmet. I think we saw that once last season where somebody took off their helmet and they were gone for the game. It's a tough rule. They cracked down on it. They called it here. So looks like they're running a tight ship. They're going to call it if they see it. For the Wranglers on the power play, did some pretty good things out there. Good puck movement. What do you think Amarillo has to do to capitalize on one of these chances here? Should we see more penalties called throughout the course of this game?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of whistles blown. I think I think we just need to start putting pucks on net. I think we're moving it and giving guys chances to get in that shot lane. The biggest thing on the power play is throwing things on net, right? You got an extra body out there. You can get an extra puck or stick on puck. So biggest thing is throwing on puck or, making them chase, but just moving the puck around is good, but not getting pucks on net is not going to help you get goals, right? So shoot everything on net and get a chance.
Long road trip here, 11 straight games on the road to start. We're going to be in Blaine, Minnesota next week for the showcase. What kind of guy are you on a road trip? Are you the kind of guy on the bus where you have to bring a bunch of snacks, or some guys like to read, some guys watch movies? How do you kind of pass the time on the bus?
Well, I'm actually a big believer in sleeping.
All right.
It's a little hard when you have 40 guys almost coming on the bus. You're pretty crammed, but I like to sleep, especially if it's like game day. I'll sleep most of the bus ride and kind of just do my own thing, like listen to music. But mostly right now I've been chatting with the guys and getting to know the guys a little more because new faces you see every day. Some guys might not be here in a week. Some guys might be here with you for the year. So you just got to kind of get to know everybody a little more, and that's what I've been doing mostly. This
is your first season in Amarillo. You were with the Wilmer Warhawks last season. What's Amarillo been like for you? What are some things that you've liked so far?
Everyone actually is really nice. Like everyone I run into at the store or just say hi to or hold the door open for. They've been pretty nice and wholesome, and it's not that Wilmer was a bad place, but definitely the first things I noticed is how welcoming everybody was, and the organization here is better than where I was last year. So you got staff there on top of their needs. You got players, you got everyone, billets, families, all working in together. So it just makes it a nice environment to be and play.
And is the style of hockey a little bit different here? We touched on a little bit before, South Division hockey. It's kind of its own thing, kind of gritty, but has there been an adjustment for you to kind of just the style of game that's played here? I guess in better terms, what are you seeing down at ice level that might be different or new here with the Wranglers as opposed to the Warhawks?
I would say there's a lot less time with the puck, but if you're making the right play, you have more time with the puck, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like last year, you would have a little more time to hold on to it, maybe make a cute play. This year, you got a guy who's, coming full speed at you to make that check, right? So you have to make the smart play, either skate it up a bit and take the check or move it quickly. That might not be the best pass and not get hit. So it all depends on what kind of player you are. I'm a more physical player, so if someone wants to hit me, or I'll make a hit. So it's like works in my favor. So I like it here. It's definitely a lot better.
You like being the one that throws the hits?
Yeah, generally, yeah. Less injury prevention that way than getting hit. So.
Oh yeah. So you're a defenseman. Have you always been a defenseman? Have you always wanted to be a defenseman?
Actually, I was kind of like everything. I wasn't a goalie, but early on in my years of hockey, I was a forward, and I was actually a center, and I played for a bit. And honestly, the reason why I switched to D was the skating aspect. Skating back and forth, back checking was a lot harder than. And I like defense because you can see the whole ice and kind of see plays happening in your head. If you see a guy cut across, or if you see a guy, pressuring you, a gap opens up versus as a forward, you're the one looking back for that pass. So you can't see what's in front of you. You gotta just trust your teammates and almost think about it as like a quarterback in like NFL or in like football, right? You most trust is in that guy. So I like to be that backbone of their team and help out the goalie and block those shots. And obviously the big hits are mostly on defense, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
Well, put two and two together. Like to throw the hits. Like to see the ice.
Yeah.
Defense sounds like a perfect spot. I feel like most kids go through a phase where they're like, I think I might want to be a goalie. Not you?
No.
Not once?
No, I couldn't just sit there. Taking a shot off the head or just, some of these shots that are in this league are, crazy enough when you block them, but like trying to save them and block them, I think are just.
Yeah, it's a tall task.
Yeah, it's definitely a different mindset going into that one.
Yeah, speaking of good goalies, Charlie Zolan, first star of the week in the South Division. What was that like playing in front of him last weekend in Oklahoma?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, he was definitely holding up his end. So it was, that's I think why the boys, were so eager to get that sweep of the weekend because, that first game he held us in there pretty good, and we weren't the greatest in the first game, but that was the first game ever we played as a team, and running all these systems. So some of the guys were adjusting to the pace, first year playing, stuff like that. But then Zolan, yeah, he kept us in there, and, you know, we congratulate him on that and hoping for him to keep doing well because he's playing well, yeah.
I mean, sometimes these road trips are tough,
Yeah.
and this one's a really long one. You say it's good for team chemistry early on to have a road trip like this, to kind of just get to know each guy. I mean, you're together every single day, every aspect of the day, it seems like. So do you think this is good to kind of build team chemistry early on?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree with that because, you know, you're staying in hotels, you're rooming with guys you might never even talk to before on the team.
Yeah.
You're talking to guys you've never talked to. You're hanging out with guys. You're getting close with guys. You guys are all bonding, having team meals together versus billet families back home where, you know, you're at the rink from 8 o'clock to noon and then you don't see each other until tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little harder, but here it gets guys to kind of get more familiar with each other and build that chemistry off the ice.
Well, it's a long trip. We're going to be in Blaine, Minnesota next week for the showcase. You've never experienced the showcase. What are you looking forward to for that, to being at the showcase with the Wranglers?
I'm actually really excited. It's gonna be pretty fun. A lot of teams there, a lot of scouts. Just play my game. Hope we do well and keep this winning streak on alive.
Well, shaping up to be a good start to the season. Wranglers 2-0, looking to improve on it here this evening against Colorado. Tutu, thanks for joining us here on the show. See you again sometime this season.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back on the Wranglers Hockey Network in just a moment. This is the First and Mission Report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Welcome back to Greeley, Colorado, 1-1 after one period to play. Well, the night's not that old yet. We're getting there, but not yet. 1 period to play, 1-1 heading into the second period. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard before we drop the puck on period number 2. So, Oklahoma and Odessa doing battle over at Blazers Ice Center. Oklahoma with a 3-0 lead at the top of the third period against the Jackalopes. And Shreveport hosting El Paso, 2-2 game in the second intermission there. And the Ice Wolves and Ice Rays are tied up at 2 at the start of the third period in that game. We're starting the second period here in Greeley, Colorado. 1-1 game. Wranglers looking to regain the lead after they struck first. They win the opening draw and dump it in as we're underway for period number 2. Colorado trying to exit. Skelton stood up the Grit at their own blue line. Puck popped up in the air. He didn't know where it was. On the left wing. Shot there by Noble, looking for his second of the game. Is stopped by Zolan. In the neutral zone, it's Morley Phillips. Tries to dish it to the left wing for Trace Day. He'll knock the puck in deep, and Colorado will possess. On the left side, it's Johnson. William Johnson, nice move. He enters on the left side. Serrato stops him in his tracks. Wranglers break up a dangerous attempt there, and a shot goes wide between the circles. Colorado getting some chances here is behind the net. Puck gets directed towards the near side. Connor Patton will exit. Tries to toss it toward the right side for Aleslav, who is tangled up with Kozak. Patton on the forecheck, can't get it back. Colorado goes up ice. Serrato intercepts a pass, enters on the right wing. Serrato to the middle, pass is broken up by Landon West. Sheldon Rue over to the middle for Kozak. He loses a handle on it. Patton will fling it down towards Erickson. He gets a stick on it and keeps play moving. On the forecheck, Wranglers looking to get a steal. That's Carl Jacobson. Loses his balance. Robertson is there to help out. Colorado in the neutral zone. Moves the puck forward. Players collide. Down went Luca Ori. And it looks like another penalty incoming. Grayson Gerhard going to the box. Colorado back to the power play. And that comes just a little over a minute and a half into the second period. Draw will be to the right of Zolan. Gerhard goes to the box for tripping. And so, Colorado will now get their 4th power play chance of the night. Wranglers penalty kill, much like it was in Oklahoma, up to the task so far. Wranglers penalty kill entering the game, standing at a very solid 84.6%. Colorado power play coming in 14.3%. That's 11th best in the league so far, although small sample size after opening weekend, as Colorado tries to jam it in backdoor on Zolan. Wranglers netminder able to stop that and shut it down and get a stoppage. 1 minute and 40 seconds into the second period. Draw on the near circle. Johnson wins it. At the left point, it's Helgeson. Gurman at the left wing, just to move it towards the right point, but nobody was there. Colorado forced to reset as the puck escaped the zone. Luke Helgeson, very solid outing against El Paso last weekend. Drew some eyes as number 55 in white. Back for his second year with Colorado this season, looking to make some noise. Grit to the left wing. Johnson with speed, tries to center a pass for Poirier. Wranglers get in front of it. Puck twirls around towards the right wing. Phillips is there, tries to jolt it out. Stands up, Helgeson dumps him down, but the puck stays in. Luca Ori spinning at the far half wall, gets it up top for Helgeson. Back to Ori on the right side. He'll snap a shot, goes off a body in front. I believe that was Poirier. It ricochets over towards the near side. Reverse it, back across. And the Wranglers get a stick on it and clear with 1 minute left on the penalty to Gerhard. Sinclair Tries to whack it back into Colorado territory. Grit get in front of it, and now the puck leaps over into the home penalty box, which is vacant, aside from one off-ice official. Meanwhile, Gerhard still has 49 seconds left on his sentence, as the next draw will be right at center ice. Tutu Fotheringham with us on the first intermission report. Good to talk with Tutu, Wranglers defenseman. Where's number 2? Should have asked him about that. Tutu, number 2. If that was his own doing, we'll have to get him back on the show sometime soon. Although I have to think that probably a long list of guys that want to join us now. As at center ice, Colorado trying to gain some leverage on the Wranglers and enter, still on the man advantage. Wranglers stand them up the blue line, but Colorado able to dump it in. On the left side, Kozak to the middle. Noble is there. Pad stave by Zolan. Puck stays out. At the line, it's Rue. To the right point, Junker with it. Sneaks his way towards the net. Snaps a shot wide of the goal. Puck comes back up to the line. Kozak to Junker. Same shot. Same spot, I should say. Doesn't take the shot. Wranglers get a stick in front of it, and it directs back out to the neutral zone. And that'll do it to the penalty to Gerhard. We're back to even strength. Amarillo taps it back down towards Erickson, who loves it up and stops time with 16:16 left on the clock in period number 2. Andrew Morton will take the draw. Davis to his left, Miller to his right. Landon West, the opposition in the circle. Shots right now are 10-6 in favor of Colorado, but it's a 1-1 game between the top two teams in the South Division. Morton with the puck in the right corner. From low to high, Serrano trying to stretch it across the line for Breyer, but the puck escaped, and so Amarillo will just wheel it back in. Landon West has to shake away from the pressure of Morton. 3 Wranglers were there. They're able to get the puck away. We'll jolt it back down towards Erickson, and on the forecheck is Miller. Cruising in with a bunch of speed. He's able to wedge the puck away. Wranglers possess. At the right point, it's Serrano with a shot, and that one gets deflected wide of Erickson. I don't think he saw a piece of it. If that was a little closer towards the mark, probably would have gone in. There's Serrano on the forecheck, getting it back. West tries to just catapult it out of his own zone, and he does, and that will be an icing. So his plan goes astray. He's going to have to stay out there. Tired bunch out there for Colorado. Wranglers get a line change. Gerhard out of the box with McGuire, Jacobson, Sinclair, and Pipinen. I've been impressed with Heikki Pipinen so far here tonight. As the game has gone on, he's looked more and more composed. Puck squeaks free to Pipinen in the high slot. His shot is blocked. Colorado can't get the puck out. Gerhard behind the net. Going up against 2 Grit members. Now McGuire steps in to help. Battle along the boards. Squeaks over towards the near wall. Sinclair gets it, flips it on goal for a pad save by Erickson. Grit able to jar the puck back to Pipinen. McGuire off the near boards. Goes into the arms of Pavlovich. West can't connect with the man at center. Carl Jacobson with it, turns up ice. Levels it in. Pavlovich first man on it, but right on his heels is McGuire. Jacobson strikes it free, and they score! Corson McGuire right between the circles. He does not miss, and the Wranglers take their lead back. It's 2-1. The old 1-9er gets his first goal of the season, his second as a Wrangler, and Amarillo leads once more. So Carl Jacobson also picks up his first point as a Wrangler with the primary assist on Corson McGuire's first of the season. And the Wranglers, once again, a step ahead of Colorado. Score is now 2-1. Britt looking to change that, tie the game again. Dumping it in is Christian Carter, second-year man for Colorado. Behind the net, the other 94. Lancet tries to get it out. Grit will flip it towards the near side. Gurman weasels his way down the wall. Patton steps in front of the puck. Looks to get it out. Colorado on the forecheck, causing some chaos. Elaslav on the far side. We'll just pitch it to the neutral zone where Carter will field it. Quickly up ahead, it's Helgeson. From the center ice logo, pummels it below the Wrangler goal line. Skelton's in some open space as Colorado's making a change. Finds Lancet, and he will loft it into Colorado territory. That'll be an icing with 13:34 left in the second. Drawn to the right of Zolan. Johnson against Drez. Johnson wins it. At the left point, it's Kozak. Towards the goal, never saw Zolan as it gets blocked by Skeltons. Robertson takes a pass on the right wing. Centers it towards the middle. Drez is there. His shot is blocked into the paraphernalia of Braden Junker. Robertson, heavy on the puck, gets it back for Amarillo. At the left point, Breyer fans on a shot, keeps it on a stick. Left circle shot, pad save by Erickson. Puck is loose between the circles. And Colorado able to skate away. Cade Kozak does it on his own, gets to the neutral zone, and drops it into Wrangler territory. 12:57 left in the second period. Is Drez from the near corner. Backhands it up the near side wall for Phillips. Off the skate of Kozak and in deep. Phillips gets there first. He'll go around the net on his forehand. Drops it off for Day. Day, right circle shot. Stopped by Erickson. Miller gets taken down in front of the net. Wranglers keep possession. Phillips with it in the far corner. Colorado wedges it free. It goes right into the grasp of Sal Serrato at the right point. His shot gets deflected out in front. Goes to Cade Kozak, and he'll exit the zone by chipping the puck out. Serrato will claim it. Colorado trying to make a long change. Stretch pass intercepted by Junker. Throws a long one from the neutral zone in on Zolan, who snaps it up for a stop with 12:09 left in the second. Wranglers get a change. Morton, Miller, Pipinen, Sinclair, and Davis out there for the Wranglers. Every time I see number 21, I keep thinking it's Morley Phillips. It's the number he wore last year. This year it's Jacob Miller as a shot from the line is stopped by Zolan. And so we'll get another draw in the Wrangler zone. In fact, we had a couple of returners who changed their number this season. Miller now wearing 21. Last year he wore number 9. Phillips wearing 11 this year. Last year he wore 21. Takes a little while to get used to, but it looks good. 21 on Jacob Miller. In the neutral zone, Davis backhands it into Colorado territory. Grit trying to get out, and a massive hit is thrown by Pipinen on Graves on the far side. And the Wranglers in tight are stopped by Erickson. There was 21, Jacob Miller, trying to sneak the puck in as it was bouncing between the circles. Erickson up to the task. He makes the stop. With 11:46 left in the second period. But take a look at this. Wranglers now leading in the shot count 12-11. As it was the Grit who led 7-5 after one period of play. Now the Wranglers lead 7-5 in the second period. We're not even halfway through. McGuire up to the right point for Skeltons off a face-off win. Holds and shoots, and it goes wide. Jacobson out in front was looking for the tip. Lancet deep in enemy territory. Battling for a puck on the end wall. West able to shake it free and drift it towards the left side. Too far in front of Riles. Hopping puck at the Wrangler blue line. Goes out and back in. Colorado is offside as Helgeson and the Grit were just a bit offside. So now Wranglers win the neutral zone draw. McGuire to Gerhard. He'll deal it in. Giving chase is McGuire. He's playing with a burst of speed tonight. Colorado dumps the puck out. Should go for an icing, and it will. With 10:57 left in the second. Taylor Harnett and company looking to pick up their third win of the season. Went 2-0 in Oklahoma. Trying to remain perfect here in Colorado. Connor White, Brandon Richardson, the two assistant coaches, have done a fantastic job. All three of them with this Wranglers club early on. And Serrano, off the face-off win, will claim the puck in the neutral zone. Battle for it in front of the scorer's table. Patton, former junior Flyer, will pound the puck in on the right wing at Serrano in deep. Offensive defenseman for the Wranglers trying to get something done in the right corner. And he does do just that, but the Wranglers can't hold the puck in at the line. They'll have to regroup in their own end. Cole Robertson returning for the Wranglers in deep. Played a couple games earlier on and then sustained an injury through the middle of the season. He's back healthy this year, looking to make some noise. He's excited to be back in the lineup. Playing his first game of the season here tonight. Phillips enters on the right side, but looks like Amarillo's offside on that attempt. And as we approach the midway point of the game. Phillips against Carter on the Wranglers' blue line. Now Drez steps in for Phillips. Wins the draw. Morley's got it. Right down Broadway. His shot goes over the goal. Wranglers over to the right side. Sinclair trucks the puck towards the net. Intercepted by Carter on the grit. In transition, take flights. On the right wing, a shot by Bowden goes wide of the goal. Phillips on the rebounds. Jolts it out to center ice, where the Wranglers will control. Pipinen looking for Day. Pass too far ahead. Squeaks back to Sinclair. He'll enter on the right wing. Off the wall, looking for Phillips. Cricket it up to the line. Day drops it back to Sinclair. His shot is sticked aside by Erickson. Loose puck in the corner. Grit have some open space. I'll move it D to D as Junker looks for a long pass, and he's got Carter. And the pass was on time, but Christian Carter just couldn't handle it. Otherwise, he would have been home free. Here's Johnson from the left circle. Tries to go around Pipinen. Couldn't do it. Elects to go behind the net at the right point. Exchanges for a shot that's stopped by Zolan. Rebound attempt is gobbled up by Zolan as well. For a stoppage with 9:03 left in the second. Britt doing some good work on that last sequence, but the Wranglers up to the task. Most recent goal coming from Corson McGuire. His first of the season has given the Wranglers the lead yet again, as it's 2-1 here in Greeley. We'll be back on the Wranglers Hockey Network in just a moment on NATV and YouTube. The long road trip continues for the Wranglers here in Greeley, Colorado. Third game of an 11-game road trip that includes the North American Hockey League Showcase next weekend. I know what I'm doing when I'm getting back home. I'm going to Bubba's 33. I'm going to get myself a nice burger. Bubba's the official sponsor of the Wranglers this season. Happy to have them on board. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going down to Bubba's. I haven't been before, but I've heard great things. I'm going to go check that out. You should too. Go to Bubba's off of I-40 in Amarillo. Check them out while we're away, and I'll do the same when we get back. Wranglers up to the neutral zone. Gerhard claims the puck and backhands it in deep. Chasing after it is McGuire, looking for his second of the game. Colorado steals it away in the neutral zone. Puck up for grabs. Ping pongs off of skates. Gerhard with it. Now Colorado with it. Noble up to the right point. Shot there. Gets deflected and stays out. I think that might have hit the skate of Zolan. Net came off. I believe that shot was taken by Luke Cernahouse. And what a crazy bounce. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I think that hit the back of the skate of Charlie Zolan and just went up and over the net. That is a crazy one. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. But the Wranglers catch a break in terms of puck luck. Puck stays out. Charlie's fantastic night continues. He stopped 13 of 14 so far. And the next draw is to his left. Jacobson take it against Rue. The Swedish forward wins it for Amarillo. Wranglers trying to get out of their own end, and they do. Gerhard to the middle for McGuire. McGuire on the right wing. And chip it behind the net, looking for Gerhard. Puck escapes his grasp. In deep is Jacobson, getting it back for Amarillo. Set at the left point. Drives it down for Jacobson. Quick pass to Gerhard on the right side. He'll turn and shoot. Puck goes in and out of the slot. To Set for the try. And a stop is made there by Eriksson. Gerhard working in deep again. He's known to be aggressive on the forecheck. Backhands it towards the middle. Doesn't get there. Two grip members were there to break it up. And now Colorado exits and takes flight. Sheldon Rue on the left wing. He drives in, takes a shot, and a save is made on the backhand by Charlie Zolan. Sheldon Rue frustrated as he heads towards the bench. And Charlie Zolan's fantastic start to his Wranglers career continues. So on that last sequence, Colorado using their speed in transition. We saw a lot of that last weekend, as that's what Oklahoma likes to do. Sheldon Rue on the left wing gains some speed, is able to slip by the defense. Pretty much goes one-on-one with Zolan. Moves from his forehand to his backhand, and at close quarters, Charlie Zolan kicks out the left pad and makes the stop to keep it a 2-1 Wrangler lead with 7:42 left in the second. Draw on the far side of the Wranglers zone. Trace Day will step in for Aiden Drez, who gets booted out of the circle. Colorado's Landon West victorious. At the right point, a shot by Helgeson goes off a body and off the end wall, where Drez will claim it. He'll pitch it towards the middle for Serrato, who gains speed. Sal Serrato stops at the left circle. Gets caught up with a Grit player. Wranglers get the puck free, try and blast it towards the net, and the Grit get in front of that as well. Colorado just jolts it out to the neutral zone. Wranglers look to move back into the Colorado end as Helgeson feels some pressure from Serrato and Phillips. Serrato working in deep. Can't get the puck back, and Colorado will turn it over in the neutral zone. Landon West flags down an airborne puck. Picks it up behind the net, tries to center, and Drez is there to break it up, but Colorado keeps possession. Helgeson trying to dance around the defense, and catching up to him is Ashton Breyer to break it up. Serrato loses his stick, kicks it ahead for Phillips. He'll charge ahead, win the race to the puck, looks to center, and the pass didn't have enough heat on it. Day was open all alone, but the puck stays in. Miller tries to center a pass, but the Wranglers were in the middle of a line change. 6:28 left in the second period. Wranglers lead 2-1. Zolan behind the net, paddles it towards the near side. Stretch pass just offline for Miller from Sinclair, looking for a home run play. It's an icing on the Wranglers with 6:18 left in the second. And Will Sinclair, probably one of the most composed players I've seen. He just has great vision. He doesn't play like he's in a panic. He just stays very calm, understands the time and tempo of the game, sees it very, very well, and almost connected on a big play there. We talked about his monster night in Oklahoma last week, earlier on in the game, 2 assists. I'm excited to see what he can do with the Wranglers this season. Junker from his own ends wants to tap it across. It comes to Zolan. Out of his net to play it. Sinclair with the puck. Throws a fake, skates forward a little bit. The top of his own circle, goes D to D. And the Wranglers will knock it in deep and get to work. Morton on the forecheck. Colorado trying to escape the pressure. Wranglers making it difficult. But Colorado able to escape. Junker on the left wing. Wants to go around Sinclair. At the line. Dancing towards the net. Junker still with it to the middle. Bowden a backhand shot as he slipped by the defense. Point blank on Zolan, who made the stop. And now another one from Bowden is blocked. That's Will Sinclair, and he skates it out of danger on the right wing. It was off the stick of Morton and in deep. He'll give chase. Wranglers get a change. Morton keeping the puck in the zone. Gurman off the end wall. Junker claims it on the far side. Puck goes out to center. Potential 2-on-1 developing. The right side, it's Johnson. To the middle for Poirier. And batting it out of the air is Zolan. A big stop there for the Wranglers netminder. Colorado stringing together some good plays of their own. It's still a 2-1 Wrangler lead. As Amarillo wanted to center the puck. Colorado gets in front. And Poirier on the left wing looks to go to work. But Renaud Lalancette gets in front of it, and the Wranglers will exit. Skelton's at the red line, takes a hit. Puck goes down deep, takes a funny bounce. No Wrangler was there. In the neutral zone, Ori loses it. Poirier helps him out by knocking it towards Zolan, who blockers it over towards the near side. Skelton's up ahead. Jacobson can't get in. Rue will on the left side. Sheldon Rue behind the net. Pops out on the right wing, exchanges with Helgeson. His shot goes off the end wall behind the net, which gets knocked off as Zolan was moving in the blue paint. We get a whistle with 3:54 left in the second. If it's not a sellout here in Greeley, it's pretty darn close. Not a lot of empty seats. Fans very rambunctious and loud. Tough environment to play in. Fans taking up a "Let's Go Grit" chant. Wranglers want to silence them. The big play here. Helgeson off a face-off win in enemy territory. Flings a shot wide of the goal. Kozak keeps it in. Behind the net is Graves. Wranglers defense wanting to strip the puck. Goes to work in a puck battle along the boards. Skeltons gets tripped up. Colorado touches it. Wranglers go back to the power play, and the game is changed in an instant. So Wranglers hard on the puck deep in their own end. Skeltons tries to skate it away from the pile. Gets tripped up. And into the box goes Luca Ori. And Amarillo will go back to the power play. Junker will dump the puck out of his own end. Wranglers will start their next charge off the stick of Charlie Zolan. He plays it to Sinclair. Sinclair with Serrato, McGuire, Morton, and Miller. Start the Wranglers power play. McGuire right circle to the middle. Puck trickles in towards Erickson, and it stays out. Miller was there trying to jab it behind the net. And Erickson keeps it out. Wranglers reload and regroup as in the neutral zone they enter. Junker pummels it over to the right point when McGuire holds it in. Back behind the net looking for Morton. Pass couldn't connect. Colorado able to jar it out to the neutral zone, but it looked like that puck went out of play as it went off a stanchion in front of the Wranglers bench. We'll go to stoppage with 2:48 left in the second, 1:11 remaining on the Wrangler power play. They're going to keep this draw in the Colorado zone. So Drez out there now with Elaslav, Jacobson, Skeltons, and Lalancette will win the draw. On the left wing, Jacobson goes across for Skeltons on the right wing. Moves it down low for Aleslav. We'll get it back to Skeltons. At the half wall, takes a stick up high. Another penalty coming. Colorado touches up, and Emil Skeltons on the receiving end of the two most recent penalties draws a few, and the Wranglers now will head to a 5-on-3 power play for the next 54 seconds. And we'll see if it is 2 minutes or 4. It is 2. Chris Graves goes to the box. High sticking is the call. 5-on-3 for the Wranglers for a good chunk of time. So, McGuire to take the draw. He'll win it. Wranglers will possess. Serrato drops it back to the left point for Pipinen. Down below the circle is Morton. Goes it to the middle. Serrato is there. Toe drag shot, and it goes off the stick of Poirier and into the netting. Good look from Sal Serrato. Maybe about an inch away, maybe less, from getting a shot on goal, but the stick of Poirier was there to deflect the puck out. The 5 right now for the Wranglers are McGuire, Serrato, Miller, Morton, and Pipinen. Puck goes below the Colorado goal line. Few Wranglers are jabbing at it. Amarillo will possess. At the right point, it's Sal Serrato. To the left for Pipinen. Back to Serrato. Right circle, Miller to Serrato. Now Pipinen. Down low to the left side for Morton. Andrew Morton patiently goes to the high slot. Takes a shot. Save is made by Eriksson. No rebound as he juggled it for a moment. As time stops with 1:57 left in the second. 20 seconds remain on the 5-on-3. Draw to the right of Eriksson. Will be taken by Drez. He's joined by Aleslav, Jacobson, Sinclair, and Lalancette. He'll hold it in at the right point. Goes across for Sinclair. Almost gets his pocket picked by Johnson. Jacobson stepping in to try and help out. 5 seconds remain on the 5-on-3. Colorado will get the puck back. But doing a nice job of holding it in is Lalancette. 5-on-3 expires. 1:04 at power play time. As across it goes to Sinclair. At the left circle. Goes up top for Lalancette. Juggles it. He's able to knife it into the near corner for Jacobson. Good play there as he was off balance. Wranglers keeping possession. Lalancette at the right point. Head up. Moves it from high to low to Aleslav. In the corner. Trying to go around Johnson. Lalancette at the half wall. Takes a shot. It's blocked by the skate of Helgeson. Colorado with it. They'll whack it back down to Zolan for a clear. 1 minute remaining in the second period. McGuire from his own blue line picks up the puck and springs ahead on the left wing. Tries to cut towards the middle. Britt get in front of it, and they'll clear once again with 45 seconds left in the second. A little over 10 seconds to go on the Wrangler power play, so maybe one last chance here. The speedy Sal Serrato leading the charge. He'll gain the red line. Now Colorado blue. Serrato on the left wing. Backhands it behind the cage. We're back to even strength. Fresh out of the box is Graves. He's all alone. Graves with it to the goal. Save is made by Zolan. Tried the same move that Rue did earlier, and Charlie Zolan, 2 for 2, makes another stop. Turning it to a track meet. As down goes the right wing is Morton. And Colorado ices the puck on the ensuing play with 6 seconds left in the second. Skeltons at the right point, dishes it down low, right in front of the net. There were a couple players there. The time expires on the second period with the Wranglers lead 2-1, thanks to Corson McGuire's first goal of the season, which is the only goal that occurred in the second frame. We'll talk about the first 2 periods on the second intermission report when we come back. And hey, who knows, we might have another special guest here on the show. We'll just have to wait and see. As we'll be back in just a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV and YouTube. Go get a snack, maybe head down to Bubba's, get yourself a nice meal. And we'll recap the first 2 periods when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Wranglers lead 2-1. Despite the history coming into this game saying that, yeah, we're in for a high-scoring affair, as many of the games last season between these 2 clubs had over 7+ combined goals. Tonight, doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as 2 of the 3 stars in the South Division last season were from the South Division. Playing in this game here tonight, it is Charlie Zolan, Jack Erickson, stars number 1 and 3 respectively. They're holding down the fort, giving us a low-scoring game, which in the pregame show we talked about could be the case. Looks like we're getting that right here tonight in Greeley, Colorado. And it's making for a pretty interesting game. We saw things kind of open up a lot here in the second period as the Wranglers get back on the board to take a 2-1 lead. Corson McGuire is the one who gets that goal. Scored 1 goal with the Wranglers last season in El Paso. I remember it just like yesterday. And then after that, it seemed like he was off to the Ogden Mustangs of the NCDC. He's back with the Wranglers this season, once again. Not wearing number 39, though. Now, He is wearing number 19 for the Wranglers. And he picks up his first goal of the campaign here tonight to make it a 2-1 hockey game. So McGuire gets on the board, courtesy of a pass from below the goal line by Carl Jacobson. And that is what has the Wranglers ahead heading into the third period. So for Amarillo, close games have been their bread and butter. Last season, the Wranglers were really, really good in these kinds of situations. This season, looking like that could be the same case again. Last season, the Wranglers were 22-8-5-2 in games decided by 1 or 2 goals. This season, they're 2-0. And by the time the night is over, for better or for worse, that stat line could be added to. But looks like the Wranglers very calm and composed this season. I think that says a lot about their leaders behind the bench. Of course, I'm talking about the coaching staff led by head coach Taylor Harnett, assistant coach Connor White, and Brandon Richardson. They've done an excellent job with this Wranglers team in really what has been a season where there were a lot of uncertainties coming in. New coaching staff, a lot of new faces in town. I mean, just look at the lineup tonight where you've got 5 new faces, 5 players making their Wranglers debut. And that's not to mention all the new faces that we saw on opening weekend last week. So this is a Wranglers team that looks very different from last season. And you got to think right now with 5 new faces in the lineup, lines get changed, new guys come in. Of course, they've all been practicing together, but you got to think it's going to take some time for these guys to really start to gel with each other. And we heard Tutu Fotheringham talk about on the last intermission report how there's still a lot of guys with the Wranglers at this time. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of players get a chance in the lineup here tonight, so the coaching staff can see what they can do. Of course, the Wranglers did not have any preseason games, no exhibition. It's just training camp, and so this gives them a chance to see what their team is really made of. And so far, I think it's been a pretty big success. I like the way that Andrew Morton has played on that line with Davis and Miller. Heike Pipinen and Renaud Lalancette have done a good job of just really sliding into the Wranglers lineup and looking like they've been playing games for the Wranglers ever since day one. Of course, we're talking about opening weekend last week. They've done a really good job of just slotting into the lineup. When your name is called, you answer the bell. So far, all 5 guys in the lineup, Davis, Morton, Patton, Pipinen, and Lalancette, have done a good job of doing that. So, that's really good for the Wranglers. You'd really like to see that, although I do have to wonder how much this unfamiliarity for the Wranglers is impacting them here tonight, if at all. But it looks like so far the Wranglers have done a really good job staying ahead of the curve and gelling as a team, making some big plays here in tonight's game. As getting the scoring started was Trace Day. 7:55 left in the first period. He fires one past Erickson for the game's opening tally. And with 53 seconds left in the first period, it was Nick Noble scoring from Kenan Riles to make it a 1-1 game, and then a low goal in the second period, as we talked about before, coming from Corson McGuire. Carl Jacobson with the pass from below the goal line to find McGuire point blank. Gets his first point as a Wrangler, first point in the North American Hockey League. That coming a little over 5 minutes into the second period. As it stands right now, Colorado leads the shot count 18-13, but doesn't seem to bother the Wranglers too much as they have the 1-goal lead. But you got to be careful. This is a much improved Colorado team from last season. They look more experienced, they look more composed, and I think that's probably a byproduct of them bringing a lot of guys back, and that's something that kind of surprised me from year to year is, all right, you were a 12-win team last season. You got to think there might be major changes in the offseason. Not really. They got a lot of returners coming back into the lineup. This year kind of brings them a veteran presence. Of course, Steve Haddon, the bench boss behind the net for Colorado, electing to keep a lot of these guys back. And so far, looks like it's paying dividends for them. They're playing in a close game with Amarillo, who is a good team. They held in there with El Paso, taking 3 out of 4 points last weekend. El Paso, a playoff team, a year ago. This is a much improved Colorado team, and I think that while there's still a lot of hockey left to be played, and trust me, there's a lot, I think this is a team that come March, February, we could be talking about them maybe sneaking into the playoff picture somewhere down the stretch and being in contention for a playoff spot. Time will tell, but looks like this is a much improved Colorado team that in goal seems to have a solid guy in Jack Erickson, who has improved a lot from year 1 to year 2. You can say that a lot about these Colorado Grit players, that they've improved a lot from chalk it up as a miserable season last year with 12 wins to a season that holds a lot of promise for a second-year team in the North American Hockey League. Wranglers standing in the way of them right now, looking to stay undefeated and improve to 3-0. We'll talk about what Amarillo needs to do in the third period to hold the lead and come away with a win here on the first game of a 2-game set on the road in Greeley, Colorado, when we return on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Check. Check, check. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're just about 5 minutes away from third period puck drop here in Greeley, where the Wranglers have a 1-goal lead heading into the third in a 2-1 hockey game. Let's take a look at some other scores from around the South Division to see how things are shaking out as we continue on to week 2 of the young season. Final from Blazers Ice Center. Oklahoma Warriors pick up their first win of the season as they take down the Jackalopes 4-2, bolstered by a big first period where they scored 3 goals. Sebastian Speck with 1, Kaminsky with another, Dominic Kish and Carter Spruill the scorers for Oklahoma. Over at the pond in Shreveport, tight one there between Shreveport and El Paso, who squared off in the Robertson Cup playoffs a year ago. It is the Mudbugs that squeak away with the win, their first of the season, 4-3 against the Rhinos. As 4 different scores for Shreveport gets the job done. Litchard, Akimov, Hutchinson, and Lucas Deeb, the goal scorers for Shreveport. Looks like that goal from Deeb, the game winner, Coming in the third period, El Paso getting another goal from Rasmus Nusainen. Saw that name come across the score sheet a lot last week. He's back on it again this week. Looks like El Paso's got a young star in the making there. They fall to Shreveport 4-3. Here tonight and over at Outpost Ice Arenas, game just about to wrap up. Corpus Christi Ice Rays looks like they're going to stay undefeated on the season and improve to 2-0 as they lead the Ice Wolves 4-2 with under a minute to go in the third period. So watch out for those Ice Rays going up against the Ice Wolves. It's the battle of the Ice Animals in the desert. New Mexico in their season opener. Getting goals from Bryce Johnson and Noah Mertz, but Corpus Christi spoiling the party. Carter Cranky getting a goal. Michael Valdez, Matthew Green, and Peterson Sobush. The others, and Corpus Christi looks like it's on its way to its second win of the season. So as it stands, as of right now, our game is yet to go final, but as of right now, there's only 2 teams that are left undefeated in the South Division. Corpus Christi, one of them. The other, these Amarillo Wranglers. They'll look to keep that statement true as this one goes final with a win here in Greeley. Well, it looks like it's going to be a tight one, and that's nothing new. We saw that last week. We saw that plenty of times last year, but the theme for this Wranglers team is never say die, man. These guys find a way. Last season, that was the case, although you like to bring out last season a lot just to see the comparables, but it's an entirely different team this year. Yeah, you got a couple of returners on the roster, but new coaching staff, plenty of new guys entering the fray. It's almost entirely different, but the DNA is the same. And I think there's a question that comes up a lot when Taylor Harnett, coaching staff meets the media, players meet the media, is what's a Wrangler? Who is a Wrangler? What is the Wrangler way? Well, from year to year, it seems like a Wrangler is, first and foremost, a good person, which I think we got a lot of really good guys in this group, all of them great guys, so no problem there. Second, you play hard, you're physical, and you play with a lot of speed. And I think that, right now, is the definition of a Wrangler. So far, we're seeing it. The Wranglers have shown that they can play with speed and play against teams that want to really focus on speed. Of course, I'm talking about Oklahoma last week and beat them. Here this weekend, you've got a Colorado team that plays with, yes, speed, but they're very shifty. These Grit are always looking for opportunities to steal the puck away and create on-mad rushes, and they're also pretty physical. We're seeing the Wranglers going toe-to-toe with this Colorado team, and I'm not seeing anything of it. They're looking pretty good. They're going toe-to-toe with a Colorado team that wanted to get stronger defensively this season, wanted to get bigger, wanted to get more physical, and the Wranglers right there with them are a step ahead, leading 2-1. So it's going to be an interesting finish here in Greeley, Colorado, as both teams are back out onto the ice. Wranglers wearing their blue jerseys, skating from right to left. Grit in their white jerseys from left to right. And it seems like in this scenario, close-scoring game, we might have 1 or 2 more goals left in regulation, and the next one's going to be huge. So for the Wranglers, we've seen at times been very aggressive in the offensive zone. I like how the defense has been activating from the blue line, trying to give Amarillo some offense from the back end, but there have been times where Colorado has knifed the puck away from Amarillo at the Colorado blue line and giving themselves some chances the other way. Wranglers have to recognize that and put an end to it. Third period underway as the puck is dropped. Colorado enters on the right side. Noble, the Grit goal scorer, will slide it over towards the far corner for Poirier. In the right corner, Johnson turns and shoots. It gets blocked. Rebound stays in, but net comes off. You get a whistle. Just 18 seconds into the third. So I think these first 5 minutes here in the third period are going to be critical. We see Colorado right here get off to an early start in the attacking zone, trying to move the puck around, get something on Zolan, and try and beat the reigning first star in the South Division. For the Wranglers, I got to say, offense is the best defense. Play as much as you can in the Colorado zone. Get some shots on Erickson. Just 13 on goal for Amarillo so far this evening. Up that volume on Erickson. Really make him work for it if Colorado is going to come back and win. As the puck goes behind Zolan. Poirier with it. Pops out on the near side. Tries to twist it down deeper for Noble. Wrangler's got a stick on it, but it stays in. Puck goes around towards the far side at the half wall. Noble's there to meet it. Phillips jars it back down towards Erickson, who plays the puck and covers up as he sees Trace Day lurking in the area. Line change for the Wranglers. McGuire with Gerhard, Jacobson, Serrato, and Breyer. That line has done some really good for the Wranglers here tonight, of course, producing the second goal. And off the draw, a shot by Gerhard, stopped by Erickson, and the rebound is shot wide into the near corner. Wranglers keep possession. The left point, it's Breyer. He'll snap a shot towards the goal. It gets blocked by his own man and Jacobson. He'll center towards the middle. Pass was behind Gerhard. And Colorado tries to get it out. A couple of quick passes, and they do. 3-on-2 the other way, but not for long, as Sal Serrato gets a stick on it, and that thwarts Colorado's plans. Luke Cernahouse, former Ice Wolf, gets checked deep in his own end by McGuire. He's having a whale of a game so far. Breyer flings it across his own blue line to Gerhard. Wranglers look to start their next breakout as they get a partial change. Breyer gains center red. Puck goes out of play. 1 minute and 40 seconds into the third. Draw will be right in front of the Colorado bench. Steve Haddon, the head coach, will look on. New assistant coach this year as Kevin Holmstrom steps behind the bench. Haddon in year 2 with Colorado. Stretch pass on the money for West. Diving down, can't get a shot away. Pipinen was there defensively. Miller frees it from the near corner, tosses it towards the right side where the Wranglers will shovel it to the neutral zone. The puck takes a couple hops. It goes deep into Colorado territory for an icing. 2 minutes and 1 second into the third. Luke Cernahouse now with Colorado this season. We saw a little bit of him with the Ice Wolves last year early on in the season. Now he ends up in Colorado. Draw will be to the right of Zolan. Grit win it. At the left point, Junker back to Cernahouse. At the right point, holds and shoots, and a glove stop is made by Zolan. He'll snap it up and hold with 17:52 left in the third. I think one of the things that the Wranglers did really well in Oklahoma was getting the personnel matchups that they wanted. That's another thing that the coaching staff here for Amarillo has done an excellent job of, is creating mismatches by moving guys around and getting those matchups that they want. You got to think in a tight game like this, that's going to be crucial. It's going to become a chess match between those three and Colorado's Steve Haddon. Sparring match at the far half wall for a loose puck. Skeltons will sky it to the neutral zone, takes a couple hops, and no icing as Cernahouse catches up to the puck. He'll wait behind Erickson as his guys get a change. Slides it left wing for Junker. He'll flip it around towards the right side for Carter, who leaves it for Riles. Puck goes up into the air. Settles down. Wranglers have it. Elaslav, who scored the game winner last Saturday in Oklahoma, looks to enter. Helgeson bottles him up and moves the other way. Luke Helgeson snaps a shot on Zolan, who would not be fooled. He makes another glove stop with 16:51 left in the third. Draw on the near circle. To the left of Zolan, Aiden Drez. At the dot, sees the puck go the other way. Carter battling against Drez on the near wall. Puck skips free to Trace Day. He'll gain center red, move it forward for Phillips. There is Drez, but it just goes out of the reach of those two forwards and into the near corner. Carter frees the puck, finds Bowden on the right side. He'll feather it in deep. Catching up to it is Sal Serrato. He'll tap it to Breyer. Gets it to the line, but not out. Held in by two Grit members, and Helgeson and Bowden. And now the third time's the charm. Wranglers get it back out to center, where Shaw will possess for the Grit. Puck is knocked in deep. Serrato able to escape the pressure for a moment on the far wing, having some trouble as Shaw tries to burrow his way in deep. Wranglers strong on the puck, keep it, and they'll help it out to center courtesy of Morley Phillips, who will go off for a change. Wranglers with it back. Breyer, stretch pass off the stick of Day. Connects with McGuire, but Eagle Eye linesman puts an end to that. He's offside. McGuire saying, oh, come on. Really? Unfortunate, but true. Although, it looks like this draw going to stay in the Colorado zone, so offside, maybe not the call, as that linesman was in my blind spot. Must have been a hand pass then. So draw in the near circle, stays in the zone. Bouncing puck goes towards Erickson, who takes a jab at it towards the left side. Gerhardt a couple of tries. Can't sneak it in behind the Colorado netminder. Behind the net, Gerhardt looking to get a steal. No help coming, though. And so Colorado shakes it down, gets out to center, and Jacobson with a steal. Carl Jacobson pulls up, tries to find a trailer. Jumps over the stick of Pipinen. He'll dish it down low, off the stick of McGuire to Gerhardt. On the right side, Sinclair a drive. Puck is in the blue paint, and scrambling to get it is Erickson. And it goes in! The Wranglers score! Oh, that's close. But Amarillo scores, and it looks like it's going to be Carl Jacobson. A multi-point night for the Swede, and he's fired up. It's 3-1 Wranglers. I would not be surprised if this gets sent to video review. And you can see Holmstrom, assistant coach for Colorado, looking at the iPad over there. They might want to challenge this, as that was really, really tight. Looks like they're not going to do it. Wranglers score, and it's a 3-1 hockey game. So Carl Jacobson gets his first goal as a Wrangler, and now it's a 2-goal Amarillo lead. Puck goes in deep. Zolan plays it to Lalancette. We'll get it over towards the right wing. Held in by Colorado. Shot from the line gets deflected over towards the near side. Picked up by Ori. Skeltons breaks it up. Goes back to Ori. Right circle. Shot. Zolan eats it up for a save with 14:36 left in the third period. Colorado trying to get back into the game with a Let's Go Grit chant, trying to get some aid from the crowd. Wranglers sucked the life out of it with that last goal, as it is Carl Jacobson. Check in on the assist and see who got the helpers. There's a scramble out in the blue paint. Corson McGuire picks up his second point of the night, so those two combining for a pair of goals. It's a multi-point affair for both as Zola makes a stop. Puck is loose. Sprawling out like a starfish. Did he get on it? Looks like he did. As now looks like everybody there is out in front of Charlie Zolan, who's still down. And shakes his blocker off. Hopefully he's okay, as there was a ruckus out in front of him. Gets it back on. Pops back up. Looks like he's all right, although didn't seem too happy about that last sequence. But the important part is the puck stayed out. Drawn to the right of Zolan. Phillips gets booted out of the dot. Day will step in and win it for the Wranglers. Sinclair possesses, tries to throw a long toss for Drez. Goes in and out of his glove, but he beats out Helgeson to the puck. Centering pass. Day just trying to catch up. Couldn't get there in time. But again, we see Will Sinclair looking for those long home run plays. Almost connected on that one. At the left point, piping in and Day hold it in. Trying to hem Colorado deep in their own end. On the right side, Riles to the middle for West. Colorado sneaks the puck into Amarillo territory. Nice play by Sinclair off the wall. Keep possession for the Wranglers and spring Phillips into motion. Over the blue line, he'll chip it towards the near corner. Pass goes into the middle and over towards the outside. Shaw with it. Over the red line, now Wrangler blue. Down the right wing he goes. Backhands it to no one except for Trace Day. Can't get it out. It's Holden at the line. Bouncing shot, flutters in on Zolan. They'll gobble it up for a stop with 13:22 left in the third. So the shot count here in the third period, 7-4 in favor of Colorado. But what counts is the Wranglers cash in on one of the four. Carl Jacobson, first goal as a Wrangler, assisted by McGuire. And I think we know who stars 1 and 2 of the game might be. Carl Jacobson, Corson McGuire, both get their first multi-point games as Wranglers. Pavlovich on the right point, dishes it down low. McGuire deflects it over to the stick of Bowden, who snaps a shot. Never saw Zolan as it gets caught up in traffic. Now McGuire, who's impressive. Knight continues, backhands it down to the grid end. Berman in deep. Almost has it knifed away by McGuire. Left point, Lancetta shot, blocked there, and Gurman has his stick knocked out of his hands by McGuire. Fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. Stay 5-on-5. Gerhard forces a steal. On the right wing, tries to drop it back for Jacobson. Although, getting back into the play was Christian Carter. Just putting an end to that play. Serrato keeps the puck in the Colorado zone. Behind the net. Wranglers see the puck move towards the right side and out to center. Serrato will just blast it back in on Erickson, who gloves it down and keeps play moving. 12-14 and counting left in the third. Wranglers with a 2-goal lead. Trying to hang on and stay undefeated on the young season. Noble shot between the circles goes wide of the goal. Second opportunity. Stuff attempt. Zolan is there. Puck stays out and in play. Right side shot by Cernaus is kicked aside by the Wrangler netminder. And Amarillo will clear in what should be an icing and will be with 11:38 left in the third. We get a timeout with 11:38 left in the third period. Wranglers lead 3-1. Most recent goal coming from Carl Jacobson, who's able to stash a puck by Erickson for a 2-goal Amarillo lead. We'll see if they can hang on down the stretch when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Wranglers Hockey is brought to you by Rudy's. If you're not going to Bubba's, I recommend going to Rudy's as well. It's off the draw, Colorado scores! It's Noble again, and it's a 1-goal game. So it changes in an instant. 2-goal lead comes down to 1. Nicholas Noble double dips. And the crowd's back in it. Bang, bang play right off the draw, just like they drew it up. Colorado gets it between the circles for Noble, who slips by the defense. And just as I was caught thinking about Rudy's, great restaurant, by the way, the Grit has crawled back to within one. Colorado looking for more. Helgeson towards the goal and slapping away is Jacobson. Puck stays in, deflected wide by Helgeson. Doing it all on this shift behind the net. It's Rue. Keeps the puck, gets it to Graves in the near corner. Exchanges with Rue. Up to the left point for Kozak. His long shot is stopped by Zolan. Stays in play. Ori to the middle for Rue. And the shot is blocked by Jacobson. Helgeson, backhand try. Goes in and out of the blue paint. Colorado hungry for that game-tying goal. Wranglers denying them. Icing is there, and I don't know, but that was a close one. Looked like Gerhard had an edge against Kozak there on that race. Gerhard trying to argue his case. Linesman skates away. He's not having any of it. And so it'll be a draw deep into Wrangler territory. Zolan looks on. Draw will be to his right. Johnson to duel against McGuire on the far circle. Shots are 28-18 in favor of Colorado, but where it counts as the scoreboard, Wranglers lead 3-2, but Colorado is looking for the tie. Wranglers trying to get it out. Great, keep it in from high to low. It goes in deep. The Latvian Skeltons is there. A couple of his teammates help him out, get it out to center, where it'll be scooped up by Pavlovich. And he turns it over to Day. He'll enter on the left wing. Spinning away from the heat is Trace Day. Puck goes up and into the air. Settles down in the neutral zone. Changes possessions a number of times. And now Morton will enter on the left side. Day drives it down behind the net. Puck slips by Morton. Now he gets it back. Centering feed. He was looking for Day. It was off the skate of Johnson. Now Day with it again from his knees, centers and scores! Andrew Morton restores the Wranglers' 2-goal lead. His first in the North American Hockey League is a big one. It's 4-2. That was a heck of a play there from Trace Day to get that pass to Morton, who was waiting back door. Somebody saved that puck. It's a big one for Andrew Morton and Trace Day. Big play to find the open man. Off balance. In just a minute and 32 seconds after the goal from Noble, the Wranglers respond with one of their own. 2-goal lead is back. It's 4-2. Puck goes in deep. Colorado looking to get it back. Centering pass. West is there, and Zolan slams the door. And this game is blown wide open here in the third period. And Charlie Zolan, that might be his best save yet. Point blank. Landon West was there. Had a lot of time to think about it. And Zolan pounces forward. And is able to make that stop. Teammates might be buying him dinner sometime soon, because you don't want to get Colorado back into the game. You don't want to get this crowd back into the game. Is at the line. Cernahouse almost turns it over with a dangerous pass. Wranglers with the puck deep in their own end. Serrato makes a man jump out of his skates with a nifty move. Slides it down deep, but it's going to be an icing as Cernahouse caught back up to the puck and beats out Elaslav for an icing. 9:31 left in the third period. The score is 4-2 Wranglers. Helgeson, blast from the line. Zolan the stop. Rebound comes back to Helgeson. Another try. And Charlie is Johnny on the spot. He makes a glove save and stops time with 9:24 left in the third. Meanwhile, some bad blood here between Breyer and Shaw. You know, we haven't seen a lot of that here tonight. Seemed like after every play we saw that in Oklahoma, but not so much here. These two teams, while they are rivals, they definitely don't like each other, don't get me wrong. Just hasn't been a lot of that after the whistle stuff here. And I think that's just because you've got two disciplined teams here. They're not letting things boil over. They're focused on the hockey aspect. And so far, Wranglers have the upper hand in that with the 2-goal lead with 9:24 left in the third. Helgeson from the blue line snaps the shot into the netting as it deflects off a stick and out of play, so we'll do that draw again. So after the Wranglers' goal to make it 3-1, Colorado responded within the next 4 minutes to make it 3-2, and they were very aggressive in doing so. We're interested to see what they do here, down by 2 again. It's a shot off the draw, is kicked away by Zolan. Looks like it's more of the same as Colorado trying to get back into the game. Carter on the right wing. Exchanges with Shaw. Davis trying to muscle him away from the puck in the corner. Shaw to the middle. Pass is broken up at the right circle. Wranglers get the puck as Morton takes a hit from behind. Not before delivering it up to the right point. Colorado keeps it in. Shaw towards the goal, skies it over the crossbar. Puck stays in play. Morton gets it out to center ice, and he'll go to the bench. Took a hard hit there on that last sequence. Looks like he's all right. Skelton's from his own ends. Feathers it to the left side, looking for Phillips. Shaken free by Helgeson. Luke Helgeson, backhand shot. Zolan the save. No rebound. 8:23 left in the third. And that's another timeout here in Greeley. A lot of action here in the third period. 2 goals for the Wranglers, 1 for the Grit. Wranglers stay on top. It's a 4-2 hockey game. We'll see if they can ride this one out to victory or if there's more tricks up both teams' sleeves. We'll find out when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to Greeley. Wranglers with a 2-goal lead. 8:23 left in the third period. Andrew Morton, the most recent goal, making his Wranglers debut tonight already on the score sheet. 24 goals, 41 assists in 51 games with the Renfrew Wolves of the CCHL. Looks like he picked up right where he left off with a goal in his Wranglers debut. Shot from the right circle, stopped by Zolan, hits him up high. His mask comes off. Play is still goaling. Zolan's mask is off. They're supposed to blow the whistle. Puck goes the other way. And Zolan, not very happy that play kept on going, picks his mask back up as the whistle finally blows. So you got 3 pairs of eyes, 3-man officiating crew, and I don't think a single one noticed that Charlie Zolan had shaken his mask off, as that was a high-rising shot beneath the right circle. And play just kept on moving. Wranglers moved in transition. Amarillo had possession, but on a sequence like that, it doesn't matter. If the goalie's mask comes off, they're supposed to blow the whistle. Meanwhile, you got a conference in the neutral zone. Official and linesmen come together, talk things over, probably about where the draw is going to be. And looks like it's going to be in the neutral zone on the near side of the Colorado blue line. Jacobson against Rue. Colorado with the puck. Wranglers pressuring. McGuire is there. Forces a Colorado turnover in the neutral zone. Wranglers get the puck. They'll tap it in. Colorado back with it, but McGuire again. Harsh on the forecheck. Creates another turnover. Gerhard to McGuire on the left wing. Junker escapes from the pile. Up to the neutral zone. Gaining the red line was Graves. He'll fling it down to Zolan, who plays it for Lalancette, who has logged a lot of minutes here tonight in his Wranglers debut. And has looked pretty good doing so. 7:37 left in the third period. It goes out of play for a stoppage. We're going to draw right in front of the Wranglers bench. Johnson against Morton. And Morton wins the draw. Breyer off the near glass and into Colorado territory. Morton gets there first, behind the net. On his backhands. Now turns towards his forehand and moves it down low for Davis. Gets shouldered up against the end wall by Helgeson. Wranglers move it from low to high. Shot from the line. Goes off the end wall and off the back of the net. Davis is there once again. Settles down. A hopping puck. Gets it up top for Serrato, whose stick breaks. Rebound comes to Miller. Out in front. They score! Nolan Davis gets his first goal as a Wrangler. And Amarillo extends their lead to 5-2. How about these new guys, huh? Not too bad. So first, Morton picks up his first goal as a Wrangler in his debut. Now it's Davis cashing in out in front for his first. And the Wranglers' lead is now 3, 5-2 hockey game. And that coming just about 3 minutes of game time after Morton's first. Davis has got his, and the Wranglers are in control of this one. Thunderous hit on Sinclair by Velasquez. That draws a whistle and likely a penalty, although we'll have to see to be certain. Morton will pick up the assist on the Davis goal. So, how about that? Multi-point affair for Morton, McGuire, and Jacobson. As the Wranglers are in control of this one. They'll look to cruise to victory here with exactly 7 minutes left in the third. Neutral zone draw. Amarillo possesses. Phillips, the recipient of a hit from Junker at center ice. Wranglers pump the puck down deep. It jolts back up to the right point where Skeltons bats it out of the air with his glove down deep, touches a grit stick, and the Wranglers play it, and they're not happy about that. That, I believe, was called for a hand pass. But it goes off a stick to Phillips, who was in the far corner, and he wanted to center it. And then they blew the play dead. Tough call there. And it wasn't offside either. Nonetheless, we have a neutral zone draw. Colorado wins it. They've got possession. Patton takes a check in the neutral zone. That's a dangerous one, a couple feet away from the boards. That draws a penalty. Wranglers going to the power play here. Good news is Patton looks to be okay, as he's up and about, but Nolan Shaw going back to the box for the second time tonight. With 6:27 left in the third. So the power play unit comes out for Amarillo. Jacobson, Drez, Serrato, Skeltons, and Elaslav. The 5 for Amarillo on the power play. Drez the duel against Graves. who slaps it towards the near side wall. Serrano trying to pinch and keep it in, but shaking it free is Luca Ori. He'll dance his way towards the middle, in stride with Graves, who fires a shot wide, and the shorthanded attempt is shut down by Amarillo. Serrano, drop pass for Drez. He'll gain center red and blast it around towards the far side for Elaslav. Skeltons in deep, centering to the left circle for Jacobson. Tries to center, goes off a stick, back to the Swede. Jacobson to the middle, over the stick of Skeltons, but he catches back up on the right side. Skeltons moves down the wall. Elaslav to the middle for a shot, and a stop is made by Eriksson on Aiden Drez in close quarters. Good play from the Wranglers, excellent puck movement. Doesn't get much better than that. Only problem is that Jack Eriksson read it all the way. So good look there for that unit. They'll go off. A new 5 come on for the Wranglers. McGuire, Morton, Lancette, Sinclair, and Miller. As the second unit comes on, Sinclair off the draw, fakes a shot to the left side. Shot there, stopped by Eriksson, goes off the crossbar and stays out. Now McGuire on the right side. Twirls at the bottom of the circle, moves it back up high for Sinclair. Dishes it back to McGuire on the right wing. To the left, looking for Lancette. He's got him, flings back across to McGuire. Off the wall and down deep it goes to Miller. He'll work his way up the wall. On the right point now it's McGuire, and the pass is broken up by Carter, intended for Sinclair. As the Wranglers were looking to move the puck across the blue line. 41 seconds left on the power play. As we're into the final 5 minutes here in the third period. McGuire gets bottled up at the Colorado blue line. Wranglers forced to reset. Final 5 minutes here are brought to you by Smoke Wagon Beard Balm. We get a stoppage here as McGuire gets a penalty for high sticking, so that puts an end to the Wrangler power play, which was doing some good things, but that puts an end to that, and so I believe the third time tonight we see some 4-on-4 action, this time for just 23 seconds. Breyer to the right wing for Gerhard. In speed, finds Day. Puck glances the other way, and now here comes Colorado. Poirier in the middle, and a big stop by Zolan to keep it a 3-goal Wrangler lead. Colorado having a couple of those bang-bang chances here in this game. Scored on a few, but the rest, Zolan up to the task. Day on the right side, fires the shot wide. Momentum carries it all the way back down to the Wranglers' end, as Amarillo is now short-handed for the next minute and 20 seconds. Puck goes in deep. Day almost wins that race. Good forecheck there, but Colorado keeping the puck. Looks to start their next charge, and if they're going to mount a comeback, you have to think that they need a goal here on the man advantage. Noble, who's got two, goes down the right wing. It's stood up by Skeltons. Puck boomerangs back up to the line for Junker. On his forehand, up to the line. Kozak a shot, stepping in front is Breyer, and he'll deliver it all the way back down to Eriksson for a clear. A lot of unhappy faces here in Colorado. Their team is down by 3. A night where it looked like this one was going to be close. Amarillo has broken away here in the third period. Lancette softly dishes it back into the Colorado zone for another clear. Under 30 seconds to go on the penalty. Gurman to the left side. Rue with a shot. Zolan the save, and the rebound pops up over the net. Rue gets it back on the right side. Goes to the high slot. Continues to circle around like a hawk. Left circle shot. Zolan the stop. And a stoppage with 3:01 left in the third. Well, Sheldon Rue has really showcased his speed here tonight. A couple opportunities for him where you say, yeah, he probably should have had a goal, except Charlie Zolan stood in the way. You don't get first star honors for nothing. Looks like Charlie picked up right where he left off, stopping 31 of 33 so far tonight. in a game where Colorado has had pretty high shot volume. Wranglers outshot Oklahoma in their 2 contests last week. Looks like, pending a flurry here, Colorado is going to outshoot Amarillo. Kozak off the draw to the line for Helgeson. Left side, gaining the circle for a shot is Johnson, and that's blocked. Morley Phillips gets it out of the zone, but not before he takes a high hit that pops his bucket off. Colorado with the puck, and now we get a whistle. Arm is raised, penalty incoming. Skelton's taking offense. Trying to go at Nick Noble. Going to the box is Cade Kozak. Phillips not much time, if at any, to react to that hit that came in front of his own bench. Popped off his bucket. Hopefully he's all right. He's up and around on the Wranglers bench. And going to the box is Kozak. Wranglers back to the power play. 2:45 left in the third. Tripping is the call. Interesting there. Wranglers off the draw, trying to drive towards the net. Puck goes over towards the near side corner. Elaslav with Jacobson. Britt sneak the puck away and just stash it back down to Zolan for a clear. Serrato picks up the puck behind his own cage. You know, the Grit are down by 3, but nobody's left their seat. Colorado faithful, hanging in there to the very end. Jacobson from the line drives it towards the opposite corner on the far side. Bouncing puck. Elaslav is there, takes a check from Helgeson. Wranglers keep the puck in. Things getting physical here late in the third. Luca Ori with it in some open space, going against Serrato, and a big play there from Sal Serrato, and maybe a miscommunication as well with Zolan, but the puck stays out. And Serrato made the play. Zolan came out, looked like he wanted to play it, and loose puck was there, but the Wranglers come out of it unscathed. And Jacobson gaining the red line, exchanges with Drez. We'll backhand it back to the near side for Jacobson. Up to the line, that's Leland set. We'll deliver it down low, goes around Drez. Colorado's Gurman up to the neutral zone. Twirling puck will set it down by Christian Carter. Moves towards his forehand, and Zolan makes the stop. A little off balance, but he gets the job done. 1:16 left in the third, 31 seconds of power play time left for the Wranglers, as this one is all but over. So the Wranglers going to pick up their third win of the season, stay undefeated, and atop the South Division with 6 points. Corpus Christi, the only other team that's undefeated in the South Division, but they've only played 2 games. They're now 2-0, so Wranglers still on top as Breyer gains the red line, picks his head up. Wranglers still looking for more. They'll swirl it around to the right point for Sinclair. McGuire back to Sinclair. Quickly pumps it towards the left side for Breyer, who's pinching down low. Britt get a clear. Under a minute left in the third. We're back to even strength as Kozak comes out of the box. Drez. Make that Sinclair. To Breyer. Up ahead looking for Miller. He's got him. Miller from the left circle snaps a shot, and a blocker save is made by Erickson. And looks like Miller, after firing that shot, took a shot up high. And he's in some discomfort. As he gets back up to his feet, will skate to the bench. Maybe he might stay out there. Linesman saying, you all right? It looks like Jacob Miller's going to stay out there. Well, nope, now he's heading to the bench. I think the linesman might have had a part to play in that and saying, maybe just go back. But Jacob Miller's a tough guy, man. I would not be surprised if he was going to stay out on that next shift. But in comes Cole Robertson to take the draw. Going up to the line and winning it. Patton from the near corner. 22 seconds to go. Finds Robertson at the wall. Back to Patton. Below the left circle. Goes around the net on his backhand. Centering feed. And a shot by Robertson. Just went up and over the crossbar. Now afterwards, here we go. We got a skirmish. Robertson right in the thick of it. Gave a jab to Erickson after the shot was taken. Colorado didn't like that very much. I know everybody wants a piece of Cole Robertson. And the fans, they're still here. And they're cheering for that ruckus. Cole Robertson getting into the thick of it. 11.6 left to go in the third. Robertson's night is done. He'll go to the locker room. And actually gets a lot of approval from the crowd. I'd like to thank all the Wrangler faithful that made the trip here to Colorado. And of course, how could I forget? It's National Equipment Manager Day. National Equipment Manager Meek. So big shout out to our great equipment manager, George Escamilla. He's the best in the business. We're happy to have him on our side. Big shout out to George on National Equipment Manager Day. And on a day where the Wranglers offense puts up a clinic, new guys put up a clinic. Jacobson, a pair of points. McGuire, the returner, but you also chalk him up as a new guy. He gets a goal and an assist. Morton does the same. Nolan Davis gets his first goal as a Wrangler on the most recent tally. And Trace Day, goal and assist as well. So multi-point affairs all around. What was a good night for the Wranglers in a game where, it looked like it was going to be really close. 2-1 entering the third period, and then the Wranglers just really broke away. Orley Phillips, as you see right now, talking to the official, he's got a point as well. He was credited with an assist on Trace Day's first goal, the goal that opened the scoring. As we sort this all out and figure out what exactly is going on. Not sure it matters too much. 11.6 left on the clock. Might as well just drop the puck and get this thing over with. But now going to the tunnel for Colorado is Riles. The former Ice Wolf that put up big numbers in the NA3 last year. His day is done. 11 seconds earlier than everybody else. We drop the puck. Skeltons will handle it. Clock will drain out. Wranglers stay undefeated. 5-2 in Colorado. Break out the victory cigars. Smoke them if you got them. Wranglers improve to 3-0 in Greeley. Lot to love here for the Wranglers. Some new guys getting some playing time, making their presence felt. Tough time to be a coach of the Wranglers. You got a lot of tough decisions, but for all the right reasons. Taylor Harnett, Brandon Richardson, Connor White, and the Wranglers stay undefeated with the big win in Greeley. They win by 3. 5-2 is your final score. We'll be back in just a moment for Wranglers post-game live from colorful Colorado. Wranglers win big 5-2 in Greeley, Colorado, and for a moment it looked like it was going to be another nail-biter, 2-1 heading into the third period, but Wranglers able to find a way to break free in the third, pick up their third victory of the season, and stay undefeated. As you got a couple of Colorado fans here having a good time on their way out. Wranglers find a way to break free and winning Greeley. So here's how they did it. 7:55 left in the first period. It's Trace Day getting the game's opening goal. He gets his second of the season, and it was a shot from the left circle. Toe drag swag from Trace Day. Big play Day gets the opening goal of the game from Morley Phillips, who had a heck of a shift there as he was playing very physical. Fans wanted a penalty called on him. Takes a hit at center ice. Puck comes to Trace Day. Fans up in arms going, wow, wow. Seeing Morley Phillips get bumped a bit. Day takes the puck and says, watch this, and goes and scores. Silences the crowd to make it 1-0. Then late in the first period, Colorado gets on the board. It's Nick Noble from Kenan Riles to make it a 1-1 hockey game, as that's where we sat after 20 minutes of play. Just one goal in the second period. If you can believe that in a 5-2 game, 7 combined goals, just one goal in the second period. The old 1-9er, Corson McGuire, and the old 3-9er, Carl Jacobson. They combine for a score with 14:37 left in the second to make it a 2-1 hockey game. And the Wranglers had the slight edge entering the third period, where it looked like, yeah, the Wranglers had the step ahead, but Colorado leading in the shot counts, trying to climb back into this game. Seemed like it could be anybody's contest in the third. Next goal was going to be a big one. How about Carl Jacobson from McGuire? A little under 5 minutes into the second period to make it 3-1 on a crazy play where at first I wasn't quite sure if the Wranglers had scored, and then I saw the signal from the official. It's good. Jacobson doing the dirty work down in the blue paint. Gets his first as a Wrangler to make it a 2-goal game. Although storming back was Colorado. Nick Noble gets another as the Colorado Grit win a face-off draw. Noble slips by the defense into the slot and scores. Make it a 1-goal game at 3-2, and then this is where the Wranglers broke free as about a minute and a half afterwards, minute and 32 seconds to be exact, it's Andrew Morton from Trace Day getting his first in a Wrangler uniform in his debut with 10:03 left in the second period to make it a 4-2 game, and the Wranglers didn't look back after that. As Nolan Davis potted his first goal as a Wrangler from Andrew Morton 3 minutes after that goal to make it 5-2, and that is the final score. So, a lot to like here from the Wranglers here in Greeley, and if you're a coach, you got a tough decision for the Amarillo Wranglers. Taylor Harnett, Brandon Richardson, Connor White, excuse me. It's tough to talk after you talk to yourself for 3 hours, but they got some tough decisions to make, and for all the right reasons. You got a lot of guys playing really well right now, and we had Tutu Fotheringham here on the first intermission report, and he said, yeah, there's a lot of guys in the room, a lot of new faces in the lineup here, as the Wranglers didn't play any exhibition games, no preseason games, so the coaching staff taking this opportunity to kind of rotate guys in and out. 5 new faces in the lineup, and I think all of them played really well. Of course, Davis and Morton both scoring goals. Multi-point affair for Andrew Morton. Connor Patton also played a very solid game for Amarillo down the middle. And then the 2 D-men, Heikki Paipanen, very solid. Seemed like he had a little bit of jitters entering the game, but really shored up after that. Really became more and more composed as the game went on. Lot to like from him. And then Renaud Lalancette logged a lot of minutes tonight and handled it very well. Again, like Paipanen, he took a little bit to settle into the game, but once he did, he looked really good. So, you know, he got some tough decisions if you're the coaching staff, because you got a lot of really good guys on this roster and a lot of tough decisions to make. But, again, for all the right reasons, and tough time to be a hockey ops guy, isn't it? And that's why I'm up here and I'm not down there. Lot to like from the Wranglers, who score 5. That's the most this season in a couple of games in Oklahoma where they were very tight, very close scoring games. Both 1-goal games. The first one, season opener, ending in a shootout. Here tonight, the Wranglers showcase their speed, showcase their scoring prowess. They get 5 and also play a tight defensive game as well, only letting up 2. So let's look at the final shot count Charlie Zolan, another fantastic night for the Wranglers, as the Wranglers netminder stops 32 of 34 in the victory. And for Jack Erickson, it's 19 of 24 as the Wranglers pop 5 past the Colorado netminder. Wranglers will look to back up this performance with another win tomorrow as they look to go for the weekend sweep here in Greeley. We'll have that for you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network, but keep in mind this is a different start time tomorrow as compared to today, as tomorrow's game starting a little bit earlier. We'll have it for you on the Wranglers Hockey Network, NATV, and YouTube, just like always. We're in the Mountain Time Zone right now, so the start time is 4:05 p.m. Mountain Time. And so for all of us back home in Amarillo in the Central Time Zone, 5:05 p.m. start time there. We'll chalk it up as a 4:50 pregame show on the Wranglers Hockey Network, where we had a lot of talked about. We talked a lot about here. I'll let you go in just a second, but a lot to talk about. Talk about it a little bit more on the pregame show as we preview the final game of the two-game set. Wranglers looking to stay undefeated and take a peek at the showcase next weekend in Blaine, Minnesota. And I know a lot of you guys like the showcase because you get to see some teams that you normally wouldn't see. We'll kick it off with the Maryland Black Bears on the second day of the showcase. So should be a lot of fun. We'll have some more time to talk about it tomorrow. Happy to have you with us here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. And what was a big day for the Wranglers, they improved to 3-0. 6 points in the South Division. They stay on top with a 5-2 win against Colorado. I think that'll do it here from the Greeley Ice Haus. Wranglers win 5-2. The game-winning goal belongs to Carl Jacobson. The third Wranglers goal is the winner as Amarillo cruises to a 5-2 victory thanks to a big third period. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long from colorful Colorado. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 4:50 pregame show as the Wranglers go for the two-game sweep. This has been the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Austin Hose.